who have someone, a loved one who has autism, have felt like they might be one of the only ones in that spot. But as more research and more help has been done and more awareness of it, more and more people realize almost everyone knows somebody that has someone in their family that has it or has one on their own. So I love the fact that this has moved so far into the foreground of causes and areas of research and areas of help. And I love the fact that Nick and Jake's, a company we've long been associated with, is on that front line. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised. You said I'm not surprised at all that we're here doing this.
Yeah. So it's a great, great cause. We'll be giving you that website throughout the course of the day, aarckc.com. Come on in, hang out, grab you, a couple of Coronas if you want here at Nick and Jake's. Grab you some of their great made-from-scratch food. Always a great time to come out to Nick and Jake's at the holidays. Very festive and decorative. Many stockings have been hung.
Looks good.
Christmas lights. First of all, I think it's one of the coolest, bar and restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
With the big horseshoe bar and everything.
The design is top shelf.
Kind of reminds you kind of a European pubish feel, and then you throw in the Christmas lights and the stockings. Curtis, I feel festive.
I do, too.
I feel like singing. How about a couple of Christmas carols? What do you say?
Let's do it. What child is this?
Just got a look from Jen like, no, that's not going to happen, is it? You're not doing that.
I can't even think what was the
God,
one.
God, please, anything but that.
Somebody said yesterday, they said, it was Seth talked about, that's not really a song you carol. And I can't remember which one it was now. There are some that are kind of designed to hear a choir sing at a concert.
Right.
And some are designed for, a dozen or so of your friends to sing in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jingle Bells.
Oh, Holy Night, he said. Not a gimme.
Yeah.
Not a gimme.
Oh, Holy Night and Jingle Bells are not the same song.
They're all a rough go for me.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you that right now. As you know,
Sorry.
Not a singer, per se.
Nope. Couldn't carry a tune if he had a bucket.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to sit and argue with you, but I've known it since I was a child, so not gonna even begin to argue that front. What was your biggest takeaway from today? The media session out at One Arrowhead Drive.
I don't know that I can think of an overarching theme. I just sit there and pulled every bit of sound from it. I'm sure I had one at some point. Some matter-of-fact comments from Matt Nagy about, he mentioned we talk about it, and we talk about it, and you heard a little bit in the clip. We got to do it. I mean, there is a lot of the same stuff you hear, backs against the wall type thing. We still have faith we're going to do it, but I don't know that anything particularly jumped out at me now that I, looking back. Maybe because there's just so much of it, and I just want.
Right.
What's the theme?
I want to be clear. I'm still very much open to the idea that things have gotten stale on either side of the ball. Stale, as in it needs a refresher.
Yeah.
Right. Not that like Steve Spagnuolo suddenly forgot how to coach defense and Andy Reid forgot how to coach offense. Not at all. But just that there is some staleness to it. But I think the more I look at it, like, it's not one thing. It's not two things. But do we think any of it are giant things? Like, I really do think it's an accumulation of sins. As I sat there listening, and I had my initial reaction was, it's the same rinse and repeat from the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, we're not hearing anything new. Like, we got to play better and all that became, we got to quit talking about it and just play better.
Yeah.
All that was there. But, as we go through them, the penalties. It's consistent. It is a big problem, but it's not something that's impossible to fix.
No.
Right? Where are they? I'll say again what we said yesterday. If Rashee Rice plays the first 6 games, then where do they sit right now?
Do they take one of the first 2?
I think they're at least 7 and 6.
Yeah. Do they take one of the first 2? Do they not drop the game in Jacksonville?
I don't think they lose to Jacksonville for sure.
Yeah.
And I give them a chance based upon their quote-unquote heart of the champions and their experience and history. I think there's a pretty good chance that they steal one of the other ones, be it Philly, be it the Chargers. I think if he plays the whole year.
They're 8-5.
Maybe.
I'll
say this. If he plays the whole year I'm open to the idea that if we're going to watch Hunter Norzad play at some point in this league, and he's going to be definitively better than Mike Caliendo.
Mm-hmm.
So if when Mike Caliendo is filled in for Trey Smith, had Hunter Norzad play, well, that gets him that much closer. Had someone been able to reach Jawan Taylor about where to line up, right? Had Josh Simmons not left the team, although they played some of their best football when he was gone.
Let me touch back one quickly on
Okay.
Rice. Had Rice played in game one, maybe Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce don't run into each other. And Worthy doesn't miss 2 weeks.
Yes.
And he's a better player today.
I think there's some things that are just like a minor deal, but like I said, give me go ahead and just give me let's get Matt Nagy number 11 if you would, Kyle. Because I posed the question to me about the fact that we've talked about the personnel side, right? And Esapole, many of us at training camp believed that Esapole was better than Wanya Morris. And so it was surprising to see Wanya Morris be kept on the team and Esapole sent packing. He went to the Jets. They got a chance to get him back. Kudos to the Chiefs. In some ways, they read the room right because he's now on their roster. But
and did Andy Reid say they poached us and we poached him back or something like that? Something
well, he made a joke of it.
Yeah.
So I went back to Matt Nagy on this subject. And so let's just hear it first, and then we'll dissect it after that. I asked Matt Nagy how he looks at players. Right, he said we believe in these guys, right? Which was his way of, I think, saying let's not rip on Rashee Rice, or let's not. We believe in Rashee Rice to catch the ball, Travis Kelce to catch the ball, Jawan Taylor to quit getting penalties, to quit having holds. He believes in all the guys that made mistakes. But if you believe in the guys, you believe in all 53. I said, I know you said you believe in the guys. Well, that's all 53, but you only send 11 out there. You send 11 out there over some other guys that could be out there. And then I said directly, I'm saying like Esapole, like you guys lost him, and he came in and he played pretty good football. I said, a lot of folks would tell you that he played better than Wanya Morris, and yet he was behind him. I said, Hunter Norzad, some of the grading, some of the analytics out there say he plays better than Mike Caliendo. So, yeah, we get that you believe in all these guys because they're on the team, but how do you go about it, believing in them, believing in some more than others, and who gets into the game and starts?
It's a good point. Think of some of the. You think of when an injury happens, or you think of Tom Brady and just how that kind of happened at that point in time. That's a much different example. But your point is valid that sometimes guys get an opportunity that maybe they wouldn't have gotten for whatever reason. And when a guy like Essa steps up and does what he did in that moment after the very first play, cannot begin to say how proud I am of him of now what he did. And that's great for him. That's great for us. That's important. You're not always going to be spot on with your evaluations until sometimes guys get real chances. He got a real chance. And now for him, what's he going to do with it? And he does have a game on tape now, and that's one example.
When that happens, is it a reminder that, sometimes we got to make sure we build the offense around the skills that we have, that maybe you're looking to play your offense, and so you maybe left a talented player on the side, and maybe you need to tweak it towards the individual skills?
Yeah, you always you need to go around your players' strengths, and I think like with Essa as a tackle, just being able to see him go up against those two really good defensive ends is a challenge. The other part of your question with the type of positional value or how a guy's strength is with the running back, wide receiver, tight end, you have to be able to take your offense and use their strengths and what that is. And we have a lot of different guys that are very talented on this team, on this offense, and it's being able to make sure that we're putting them in the right spot so they can excel with their strengths. And then whatever their weaknesses are, we got to stay away from that stuff and help them develop in the offseason. But without a doubt, you need to do that, and that's important, and that's something that's our job as coaches.
Matt Nagy is very, I'll use the term presidential, but head coach-like. He's been a head coach in the NFL. He's answered questions. He gives very thoughtful, articulate answers. I'm not sure where the second part came because that's not at all what I asked. When he went into positional value.
Is it not what you asked? It's not. I don't believe it. What he said.
And I don't even know. I'm not sure where he was going. I wonder if was there somewhere he wanted to go or he's been thinking about, and that's why he went there. Because he's been talking about. My point was just about I think Hunter Norzad is better than Mike Caliendo, and you don't play Hunter Norzad. Like, we joked around about the Dave Tobe going, well, you're trying to say we're blanky, crappy. And I said to Jesse when Matt Nagy walked out, because Jesse was the one who asked that question, I said, notice, Jesse, I didn't go, hey, do you think Mike Caliendo sucks? I found a smooth way to put it so we were joking around. He goes, oh, thanks. I'll take a note on that, right?
Appreciate it.
And by the way, let me be clear. Jesse's question was great.
Yes.
It was absolutely spot on, what people want to know, what they want to hear, and it was fair and it was honest. And Dave Tobe knew it, and that's why he answered it, and he did try to make light of it. And none of them are happy about being 6-7. So, and I'd like to point out that you can answer a question that's not just kissing your ass, and even have levity with it and be okay. And that's what Dave Tobe did. And so I want to be clear.
It also speaks to Jesse Newell's talents and integrity as a reporter. He's not those guys have seen him every 3 days a week for a long time. They know if he asks a question, it's legit.
Yeah, it wasn't a shock jock question. They're 6-7. It's a fair question. But I was joking around. But obviously what I was getting at there is, why Wanya Morris over Pole? Why? And listen, by the way, if you're like, well, why didn't you ask it like Jesse did? I don't know. We'd had one fire. But he knew what I was getting at.
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, Mike Caliendo gets beat a lot. Hunter Norzad just sits there. And so you have confidence in your guys. Well, you have confidence in the guys, like by continuing to play Jawan Taylor, illegal formation penalty after illegal formation penalty after holding penalty after illegal formation penalty, is to agree announcing that, yes, you have confidence in him, but not in Jalen Moore. Okay? And when you continue to play Mike Caliendo, when he's getting worked on his way, the defensive lineman's way to the quarterback, you're showing that you have confidence in him, but not Hunter Norzad.
Right.
And I think that's the disconnect. And Mitchell Schwartz came on our Red Golden Bowl podcast one time, and everyone knows how bright Mitchell Schwartz is and clearly wired into this coaching staff, having played for him for many years. He said the absolute strength of the Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff is they never give up on their players. They always love their players. They're always positive. They're always making you believe that you can do it, which I think is an important thing. Like I see even like Little League coaches yelling at the kids like, well, you don't get to cut him and sign somebody else. So I don't know why you're mentally trying to crush this kid. You need to be building them up. You've got to make them better. This is the only group of players you're going to get to coach. And there's a little bit more flexibility in the pros, but once you set sail from camp, there's a lot of guys that aren't going anywhere all year. And so I get that. But I think they reinforce it to themselves by saying, we believe in these guys. I believe in you. I believe in you. But in believing in a guy who's not doing it, you're telling the guy behind him, I don't believe in you.
Yeah.
And I think there needs to be more of that, because the other thing that he said in there is, sometimes an opportunity happens and the guy makes the most of the opportunity. And he cited Tom Brady, right? Nobody thought Tom Brady was going to be the greatest quarterback that ever lived when Drew Brees took a helmet to the chest. Did Bill Belichick think he could play? Yes, he did think he could play. Did he know he was going to be the greatest quarterback of all time? Going to be a Hall of Famer? Going to be an All-Pro, a Pro Bowler? No, he probably thought there was upside there. But when he got in there and played, he made all the right decisions. He made the team better. They progressed. And so I get that. But they also then walked away from Drew Bledsoe. They didn't go back to Drew Bledsoe. Okay, Wanya Morris has shown you that he cannot play tackle in this league. And it's amazing to me how we've seen that for 2 years, and they got Kingsley Suamataia into guard. They drafted him around earlier. They believed in Kingsley Suamataia. They quit believing in him at tackle, but they believed in him at guard. And by the way, there was adversity, okay, because he looked atrocious at times in preseason, and now he's grading out as an above-average guard. Mm-hmm. And so their belief in Kingsley Suamataia has been rewarded at a different position where they tried him first, but it's been rewarded. But, the Wanya Morris thing, I can't get beyond. And I wonder, like, on the defensive side, how about Noel Williams? I'm not going to bring it up to Matt Nagy, but we talked about it with Seth Kaiser yesterday. Like, Noel Williams can play. And I thought Seth was great. He goes, you just keep hearing the term, the system, the system, the system.
Yes.
And, well, he doesn't know the system. Well, he's still learning the system. Yeah, but he's a dynamic athlete.
You heard that more on Sunday morning, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, good.
It was the best. It was the best kind of a great segment was his discussion on that trend with the coaching
And
staff.
so let me ask you a question. How did the Chiefs' defensive backfield do this past weekend?
Pretty good.
Yeah, and they lost Trent McDuffie early,
Yeah.
right? And I'll play Steve Spagnuolo talking about that here in a minute. But they lost Trent McDuffie early. You're like, okay, this is going to be a tough day. And they were giving up 10 points into the fourth quarter. That's it. And without the failed fourth down attempt, maybe it's a 13-point day. Maybe it's 17. Maybe they still get to 20. But it's still only 20 points, 7 of them coming on a short field when you didn't think you were going to be out there. I mean, it was impressive.
Yes.
What they did defensively without Trent McDuffie. So clearly, Noah Williams can play. Well, yeah, but we couldn't run some of the stuff we want to run. I know, but you held them to 10 points.
Yes.
Right? The system is designed to stop people from scoring. The system is designed to try to get the most out of your players. If you're not playing the best players, the system needs to change.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be able to. It's like I think being resolute.
Mike Edwards is on the field, and
Yeah.
I like Mike Edwards. He is on the field over Jaden Hicks,
Right.
who you used a fourth-round draft pick on. You cut Mike Edwards and kept Jaden Hicks. But then when it came time to play one of them, you played the guy you cut.
Yes. And he's
How does that make sense?
Mentioned today that he thought he would be better this year than he was a year ago, and he's not. To me, the value of being resolute is mitigated if you aren't right. I mean, the O-line, if you can tell, if you got a compass, you can see where true north is. But if you just go straight and don't think about anything else that's happening, you're going to end up crashing.
Yeah.
It's only you have to be able to read the road in front of you and tell where you need to turn left or right, and to do that, and just in the idea of we trust in these guys. Until when? I mean, at some point you have to see what's happening in front of you and accept it and adjust. And the difference between a public statement about trusting someone and a private statement of, hey, look, we need to make some changes here. It's a tough rope to walk, but coaches have to do it. And I don't care how much you trust a guy.
Yeah.
I don't care how well he fits in your
And I don't know
system.
that's trust. I don't think it's trust. It's belief.
Belief.
I don't think anybody trusts Wanya Morris.
Yeah,
if they do, they've
right.
made a serious error in judgment.
I don't care how much you believe in him or how much he fits in the system. Can he play?
Yeah.
And if he can't, then find someone who can and adjust your system. That you can change. You can't change. You can't make the guy better. He is who he is. Put a better player in there and adjust to him.
I mean,
and that's why I say,
can get better.
Yeah, and that's why I say I disagree with the point you mentioned that what he did was not answering your question, and I said I also don't think it's correct because he talked about how they do things to take advantage of the skills their players have. I don't see that happening on offense.
We're at Nick and Jake's here, raising awareness about the Autism Resource Center. You can come on out to Nick and Jake's. We're at 135th and Metcalf. Stop on by. We're supporting individuals with autism spectrum disorder, developing meaningful life and pre-employment skills. You can learn more at their website, aarckc.org. Make a donation, and thanks to our partnership here with Nick and Jake's, if you donate today, you'll be entered in a raffle to win one of their great prizes. Got a basket of booze, got a $100 Nick and Jake's gift card, got 2 Kansas City football tickets. It's all here at Nick and Jake's, 135th and Metcalf.
The program with Soren Petro.
Let me see if I can jump into the middle of a three-way and make that happen.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. Tickets for Less is doing something brand new this Tixmas, introducing Fan Cash. Now through December 24th, every time you buy tickets at ticketsforless.com, you'll earn $10 in Fan Cash for every $100 you spend, up to $100 back towards January events. And here's the best part. You can still save right now when you use promo code 810 at checkout. That's right. Just buy the tickets you already want to qualify. After Christmas, you'll get your Fan Cash code by email to use January 5th through January 26th. All right? So what are you waiting for? Go to ticketsforless.com. Use the promo code 810. Take advantage of it, right? The Tixmas season is upon us. There's great events you want to go to, and Tickets for Less has tickets to all of them. Use the promo code 810 when you check out. Start earning and saving today at ticketsforless.com.
Save big on everything for your next project now at Menards. Upgrade your bathroom today with our great selection of bath fans. Broen's Roomside series provides powerful ventilation with a quiet performance. They're available in a white or matte black finish. Get a Broen Roomside series bath fan today.
More about their great organization at aarckc.org. You can go to any of the Nick and Jake social media platforms, and you can donate there. They're going to be raising money until December 21st, so you got 10 days. Love for you to do it today. Shock and awe early while it's top of mind. Please go. You can donate here in person or at the Nick and Jake social media platforms, and make sure that you give a donation. They also can use volunteers for different things. Like I said, go to their website, learn more, aarckc.org. It is a great organization with great programs like their Connections Social Club evening group, providing social opportunities for adults. Great place to get to know folks.
Yeah.
Mingle, raise your network. It's a great opportunity. It is the Autism Resource Center. You can find them online at aarckc.org. 913-810-810. Talking some Chiefs football. We'll take your phone calls here. Let's go to Scott. You're in the program, Scott. What's going on, buddy?
For you today.
I'm sorry, I just heard the for you today. What was the question?
I'm sorry. I just love the show, and I'm enjoying you guys even in a tough season for the Chiefs. It's still been a lot of fun. So looking forward to 2 o'clock every day. Appreciate you highlighting autism. And I analyzed some Chiefs game data from Pro Football Reference, and I think the numbers 100% support your comment about the Chiefs offense being stale. And I wondered if I could just give you a couple quick numbers from the analysis. Yeah. So I took 150 games from the Chiefs from September of 2018 when Mahomes took over to the Texans game. And I added this won't get too detailed, but I added a trend line, a regression line, and the Chiefs are down from 315 passing yards in 2018 to 255 yards per game as of the Texans game. They've lost 60 yards of passing in offense when the league has only lost 30. And when I look at the total offense, the Chiefs are down 85 yards from 425 to 340, and the NFL average is only down 25. And as I've heard you reflect on what you see week to week in the Chiefs' offense, and I can't figure it out, but when I watch other teams, it looks like there's something wrong with the Chiefs. Teams that don't have the talent are still producing results, and we just seem to struggle. And my thought was, very simply, if the NFL had an offensive coordinator job open right now, if one of the teams was looking, I don't think they'd pick the Chiefs' offensive coordination right now. I think the numbers suggest exactly what you said, and it's a shocking trend line from 2018 to where we are today. And you've been mentioning on the show they got to recognize that and make some changes in their approach, because certainly the numbers just suggest there's a problem.
Yeah, I do think they need to review what they're doing, right? And I think there are ways to tweak. Now, on your numbers, when you start a number, this is where we talk about, fun with numbers. When you start and you cherry pick something that begins in first or begins in last, there's only one direction it can go, right? And so that's part of it. But it is, they caught the ultimate weapon at quarterback at a time that Andy Reid was taking a giant step past defenses, while they had one of the greatest tight ends of all time, one of the greatest wideouts of all time, with good quality tackle play, good overall offensive line. Like, a lot of things came together. They had a top 5 pick that was their number 2 wide receiver in Sammy Watkins. There were a lot of things that went into that, and they were. It was all put together. A lot of it was put together at a time that they were picking very high in the draft, and certainly higher than they have been since then. So a regression. The league is set up for regression. So you would be bucking a trend if you somehow stayed at number 1 when everything the league does to drag you down. So it's, just to be clear, it would be nonsensical to expect them to not have some kind of decline, right? Well, but should they have had the decline that they've had to this point? That's the question. I would offer you up that yes, they should. Because, again, the league drags them down. That's what it's designed to do, that they should have at least this big, and that they have probably beaten the odds to be where they are. But that being said, they're all being paid at the top of the food chain. Andy Reid's one of, if not the highest paid coach in football. Steve Spagnuolo is the highest paid defensive coordinator in football. You know, their quarterback is one of the higher paid quarterbacks, and he's going to get his contract reworked. Chris Jones is the highest paid defensive tackle. You get the highest paid center, the highest paid guard. Like, when all those things are being rewarded, we're not expecting you to be where the law of averages said you should be. We're expecting you to exceed those numbers. So then the question becomes, by how much should they have exceeded the numbers you're giving? And I think that this year, for the first time, they're behind, right? Like, but I don't think we can say that they have fallen short of what the expectations would be in the 3 previous years that they went to the Super Bowl. Would you agree with that?
Oh, totally. And I think the comment about being pulled down to the league average, it really jumps out when you look at just where they started and where they are now. And so maybe it's more of the league. What's happening to the Chiefs is what the league designed for the draft to have that kind of impact. So anyway, yeah, but I totally agree. They've got some challenges to make to get that offense fired back up again, because they are definitely coming down to the league average for sure.
They are, and that needs to be. And thank you for the call. It's a great point, Scott, and it needs to be the wake up call, right? I don't think it's an alarm right now, but it needs to be a wake up call. Like, okay, we got to tweak some things. We got to go back to the drawing board. We got to reshuffle maybe some of the personnel. We've got some things to do here. Let's get one more in here before we break. 913-3810810. Nick, you're in the program. What's up, Nick?
Yeah, besides the numbers, just the eye test. About 2 games or so ago, I caught myself thinking, when's the last time Mahomes got to the bottom of his drop? 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, and the ball came out, like, what do you say, on time? You know, pre-read the defense, this is where I'm going, and the ball's out. I just feel like I can't remember the last time he felt like he got to the bottom of his drop and he knew where the ball was going to go when he got there. It just seems like there's just no timing or no rhythm.
Yeah, there is, and it feels like early in the year, you know, like all of training camp was they wanted to get back to taking those big shots. They wanted to make those big plays. And so we would see them, you know, get to the drop, protection holds up, and he's sending it long, whether anyone was open or not. We've seen a number of games open where the first possession is, we're going to show you that we will throw this. We're trying to take the top off the defense. We're trying to show it, and it's as much a showpiece as it is we're going to hit this.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to strike with this. And now recently, this week, Patrick Mahomes is telling us, hey, sometimes he's got to take the check down. You know, the big play's not always there. Don't go for it. I feel like I think you make a great point, Nick, and I'm going to let you go because I need to take a break here, but they just feel like they've been out of rhythm everywhere. Like they did try to adjust and take the offense in a new direction, but almost stubbornly. You know, like, we're going to do it no matter what. Nothing is going to stop us. We're going to keep throwing it. And it does just feel like, you know, you're out of rhythm. You know, you get on those rolls where you flip a coin, heads, tails, heads. You've managed to call it 5 or 6. You feel like you're in the rhythm. Slap hands. I don't know what the hell people call it, but you put your hands on the other person's hands, and they got to slap them, and sometimes you just do the right, or you do the left, or you do both, or the right comes across to the left. You get in a rhythm, and you just keep getting that person and getting them. You just seem to be one step ahead of them. They have not found that rhythm. And I think part of it is an erosion of talent with age and maybe not enough young players of high-level talent, maybe an erosion of – I think it's a lot of little things that have contributed to them not being able to get in a rhythm.
One of the issues I have quickly about the deep throws is the ones, if they're set up to loosen up something underneath, they haven't done that. The idea of going deep early was to maybe open up some intermediate routes, and they haven't done that. They've just gone up top, and then they try to either keep going up top or they throw the ball in the flat. They hasn't really borne the fruit I think it was intended to bear as a tactic of showing something and not necessarily trying to hit something.
Yeah, I agree. Let's take a break. We're at Nick and Jake's. We're going to talk some more about the reason we're here. AARCKC.com. It's the Autism Resource Center. You can make a donation on any of the Nick and Jake social media platforms. You can also come here to Nick and Jake's. We're at 135th and Metcalf. We'll give you more details coming up next here in the program. Dealt with anyone with any kind of issues. A lot of times there's a lot of stuff for kids, and then somebody gets to be an adult. There's no one around. Well, there is when it comes to autism. It's the Autism Resource Center, and we're fortunate enough to be joined by the executive director of the Autism Resource Center. Nicole Schroeder is with us. Nicole, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First of all, what a wonderful program, because my daughter's visually impaired, and there are great places like Children's Center for the Visually Impaired. There are all kinds of programs. We're fortunate there's a great place called Alpha Point that helps out with people who have vision issues that are adults. A lot of programs, it's like you get to this age, there's no one there. This is unique. You're the only one of your kind. Is that correct?
That's right, Soren. We hear that a lot from families, that those services really start to drop off for the adult population 18 and up.
Yeah, and there's no place else to turn. Then all of a sudden the family's on their own.
Exactly. It's such a struggle for families when they're hitting that adulthood age.
Tell me, the Embark program, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Someone sitting out there going, you know what? My son's 18. He's got autism. You know, okay, what do I need to know? My son's 20. He's about ready to be 21. Or they're 30, you know, and they're having issues. Tell me about what goes on with the Embark program.
Yeah, so our Embark program is really aimed at targeting pre-vocational skills. So maybe your adult is not quite ready for that employment setting and really needs to build some of those pre-employment type of skills that are required to get a job, obtain a job, and some of the social skill requirements as well. So if they maybe have a little bit higher support needs, that Embark program is going to be a good place for them to start before they go into that employment setting.
What age? Where any age? Just as once you're eligible for the program, once you're 21 or older, any age doesn't matter, or is there a time, and how long does the program usually last?
Yeah, so we target individuals 18 and up. We do tend to get a lot of, I would say, young adults within our program who are leaving their centers or their public school districts after their 21 programs are over. So that young adult age is definitely kind of our target population, and it's something that they can transition to seamlessly from the school district into.
We're talking right now with Nicole Schroeder. She is the executive director of Autism Resource Center. You can find their website, aarckc.org. We're live here at Nick and Jake's. Come down, make a donation, ask some questions, learn more. We've also got a raffle that we're going to be giving away if anybody does want to make a donation. But, of course, a lot of great answers and resources at the website, AARC, R as in Robert, C as in cat, KC.org. Another one of the programs, Pathways to Employment. Okay, sounds like I'm going through the stages here, right? Mm-hmm. So next is Pathways to Employment. What goes on there?
Yeah, so Pathways to Employment is a great place for people who have maybe had some entry-level jobs or maybe had trouble sustaining jobs over time. So we offer 3 different 3-week courses on obtaining employment, how to sustain employment, and then kind of next steps for employment once you do have a job secured.
What would you say to people that, you know, maybe small business owners, medium, any size business owner, and they're thinking, you know, I'd like to, you know, we want a diverse workforce. We want to be inclusive in everything we're doing. What would you say about somebody who runs or owns a company? Is there something they can do to get involved and to be a part of these programs and maybe find, you know, great workers, great employees from this program? What would you ask them to do?
Yeah, we would love to have them reach out and speak with us and talk to them about how vital it is to have such diversity in your workplace. And honestly, it might be some of the best employees you've ever had.
Right.
And so we would love to be able to partner with them. We like to give exposure, regardless of what program an individual is in. Trying to find our interests and what we like to do is a really important part of our program. So even partnering with us to give us just some internship opportunities or observation opportunities would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah. The third program, Connection Social Club. This, I think, kind of speaks for itself, but tell me what all goes on, at the Connection Social Club.
Yeah, so Connections is a group offered twice a month on the first Tuesday of every month and the third Friday of every month, and it's for individuals 18 to 35 years of age, where we do a variety of activities and working on social skills. Some are at our location, and some are actually out in the community as well. So it's really focused on building relationships with other people.
Where do you think we are as far as people who maybe don't have a family member who haven't been touched directly by autism. Where do you think we are on the understanding? I mean, I know we've got television shows, right? I mean, I think we're making progress,
Right.
but where do you think we are as a community at being there and understanding, that, people with autism are real people, that they can be a part of your workforce or be your neighbor or what have you? Where do you think the community is on really understanding autism?
Yeah, I think for a long time it was autism awareness, and then we heard autism acceptance, and now I really like to say we're in this like third phase of autism understanding. So the rate from the CDC that just came out last year is 1 in 31 individuals are diagnosed with autism. So this is going to be a population that everybody's going to continue to be impacted and have exposure to. So I really think we need to move as a society to that understanding phase and the inclusion phase in places like our workforce.
I've talked a lot. I mentioned knowing the visually impaired community, and that like if I think that the numbers are, if you don't know Braille, it's like a 70% unemployment rate. If you do know Braille, it's 70% you're likely to be employed. And I think that's of note because I say that to people, like if we raise that awareness, you have somebody who goes from being someone who is pulling money from the system to somebody who is putting money into the system.
Exactly.
So by putting a little bit in, if you're a company and you're part of the equation, whether it's a donation or just coming down and helping provide the jobs, we're taking people who are ready, willing, and able to go be a part of society where they're giving to the society. They just need a chance. Overall, everybody benefits.
Absolutely, it goes both ways, and so giving these opportunities to the adults that we work with, I think, is critical to have them included.
Is there a fourth phase? The phase that you said you've seen phase 1, 2, and 3. What's phase 4?
I don't know. Maybe phase 4 is it is like that full inclusion where we don't always feel like we're fighting that uphill battle, and we're seeing it. We're seeing a variety of different populations and disabilities. In different workplace settings.
Yeah, I look forward to that day. I think we're making progress. Sometimes we take a step back, hopefully to take 2 steps forward, but I think it's there. AARCKC.org. Nicole Schroeder has been with us. She's the Executive Director of Autism Resource Center. Anything else? Any other nugget? Just hit the website. Come on out. Get involved. If you got a loved one, get them involved. Get them over to the center.
Yep. We would love to talk with you and tell you more about our programs and how you can get involved.
All right. And you can do it. Come down here to Nick and Jake's. You're here right now, right?
That's right. We're here.
We're at Nick and Jake's at 135th. Nicole, thank you very much. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for giving us some time.
Thank you.
All right, 3 Chargers have thrown for 350 yards in a game at Arrowhead. Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, and who? Brought to you by Nick and Jake's. Still some there.
all right.
Yeah,
You go ahead.
I took it apart. It's the Wagyu New York strip. Perfection.
Wow.
It is like butter, dude.
It looks-
each bite just like
Smells wonderful. We'll just leave it here just to
yes.
smell, catch the whiff. Great stuff. So come on by. We're here at Nick and Jake's. You ain't working. It's getting closer to the holidays. I know everyone's bailing early.
Yeah.
Stop on by, hang out. If you got any questions, if autism has touched your family, your friends, you got some questions, Nicole is here. She can help you out, but they do a great job with the social club, all the pre-training for the work. The Embark provides vocational training and the pathways to employment as well. Doing great work here with our friends from the Autism Resource Center at Nick and Jake's at 135th and Metcalf. All right, you heard it's time for our program picks. Let's welcome in our buddy Peter Yates-Enoch. He's back at the studio. Pete, how are you, my friend?
Doing fine, Saran. How about you guys out there? What a great place.
It is.
Why don't I
And,
ever get to come out there?
Well, because we were on a little round table that seats barely me and Curtis.
Well, I'll tell you, I miss going out there because that's one of the very best places in town, period.
They do a great job and
Oh,
always happy to
wonderful,
help out in the
wonderful.
community as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
The For the Kids Foundation is unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
I think we're over $9 million
Is that
raised by
right?
that here
Good
at Nick and
golly,
Jake's. Yeah,
that's great.
But Kevin Timmons, Jen, they're always happy to jump in and help out charity-wise,
Wonderful.
so we appreciate them
Wonderful.
having us here. And you know what I appreciate, Pete? The fact that I'm all caught up to you, and you
Oh,
and I
man.
are only
Oh, we
only
are.
one game behind Curtis.
We're on it, man. We're on it. You had you had a nice week, 4-1. Good Lord. No, this is a good battle this time. A little bit different than last year when
Yeah,
Curtis
and a
just
little bit.
rode off. Yeah.
And I rallied from a 0-3 start.
Well,
I know.
Two pro
yeah,
games.
no, it's
helped me.
it's tough, man. And you guys, what did you guys have you had that steak out there, Saran?
It is
Oh,
absolutely
I'll bet
wonderful.
it is good. I'll bet it's outstanding.
We got it for my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Great
Yes.
stuff, man.
Yep.
Great
They do a
stuff. Well, she
fantastic
deserved
job.
that on her birthday. She deserves
Yes,
the
she
best.
did. Yes, she did. They took great care of us here.
Good
at Nick and
deal.
Jake's. They,
Great,
like you
man.
said, they always do.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you who takes great care of the wager community.
Yes.
That would be our buddy Fat Jack from FatJackSports.com. He joins us here in the program. Fat Jack, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, and I will tell you, we can spend the whole half hour, I guess, talking about what you guys are doing. But I hear a lot of remotes, going around the country, and a lot of times I'm like, yeah, they've got Toyotas that are hard loaded, whatever. But sometimes you hear you guys are at a place that is doing something that is so important that we do need to understand. I know firsthand, I have a couple of nephews that have autism, and absolutely, the support system leaves when they're 18. They have to. They look up like, now what? You get these parents that are going through all this stuff, and then they get in a rhythm as the kids are in middle school and in grade school and high school, and then they get out of high school, and everybody's looking at each other like, what do we do now? And people like who you have out there that you're supporting today, they answer that question. And it is one of the listen, those are God's people. They are helping out your community. So if you're out there, you're driving around, go get a good meal, and whatever those people want, please try to help them because that's a great cause. The other great cause is signing up for my service. We're killing it right now. If you signed up this time last week, you went 1-0 Friday, 4-0 Saturday, 3-1 Sunday, and that was for $49. So all the people in Missouri, and I had a lot of people in Missouri that have reached out. By the way, they love you, Saran. You're big in Missouri. For sure.
good.
I think you're big everywhere, but you're big in Missouri. I mean, like super big.
I was
in
just
Missouri.
called
They love
fat.
you over there. But I will tell you that people signed up for it. They won a bunch of money. I mean, it's hard to screw up 8-1. So, and we were coming off a 10-4 week the week before. So, great time to get signed up. All these championship games are over with. We've now got bowl games coming up, NFL playoffs, the regular season. All of this, we're going to make a lot of money. So, good time to go to FatJackSports.com. So, a lot of good going on as we hit the top of the hour with you guys.
Absolutely. And we got 5 games we're going to be picking this week. Obviously, it's time to sharpen your pro chops as the college games are going to get fewer, at least for a week. We'll get into the bowls. We'll have some bowls in there. But we've got Army-Navy. Always have that one on the board. Navy, a 6.5-point favorite. We've got the Bills -1.5. They're at the Patriots. The Packers are laying 2.5 at the Denver Broncos. The Lions are at the Rams. The Rams are 5.5-point favorites. Curtis, I believe you had the honors last week, right? So that means Kyle will lead us off this week. Kyle, where do you want to go? Chiefs and Chargers. KC, -5.5.
I think I'm going to stick with the Chiefs here. It has been very disappointing to watch, but yeah, I saw the Chargers against Philly, and I think that game was more about Philly sucking. So give me the Chiefs.
It's more about Philly sucking, so he is on the Chiefs. Pete, where do you sit?
How many Chargers questions do we have today, just out of curiosity? 1 million? Okay.
I've got a couple. I hope we don't have a ton because as of right now, I've got an idea of one I'm going to try to look up during the break, but I've got at least two.
Very good. Okay. I'm going to bet on them until they do. I mean, I'm 6-7, and the Chiefs have really cost me this year, but I'm going to take them again because someday they're going to kill somebody, and this could be the week.
This could be the week. Curtis, you want to give me the money breakdown on this one?
There's a slight money edge to the Chargers.
Okay. The money tickets or
I think there's a little bit more money than tickets, but no big number either direction.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. The Chiefs are dead and buried everywhere you look. It says the Chiefs are done, the Chiefs are done, the Chiefs are done. They can't go anywhere. Therefore, everybody is going to be jumping on the Chargers. The Chiefs are laying an even bigger number in this game than they did against the Texans after the Chargers just looked good against Philadelphia. So easy, right? Everyone will be on the Chargers, jump on the Chiefs. But I think that's what everyone's doing. Everybody is actually looking at it that way and getting on the Chiefs. Why is the number going up? There's a slight money edge to the Chargers, but the money is going up. That would tell you that the smart money is on the Chiefs. I don't like 5.5. It's a tease down line, but it's 5.5 coming from 4.5, right?
Yeah, which came from originally.
I don't think right now you still know who you're going to pick. I don't. Still deciding.
I don't. I was going to be on the Chiefs because I thought everybody was going to be on the Chargers. And I've said earlier in the week that I would be on the Chiefs this time, but I'm about ready to jump on the Bolts. Why do we think it's suddenly fixed with the Chiefs? Why do we think they're going to circle the wagons and come to play? Give me the Chargers in the points. I'll take the 5.5. Give me the Bolts.
You got
Give me the Bolts.
Right.
That was a fun ride.
It was, right?
It was. That was all set to hit L.A. here. Then I noticed, as you just mentioned, the money edge to the Chargers. On the line keeps moving toward the Chiefs. I think Vegas knows something here. Chiefs.
Okay. Curtis is on the Chiefs. 3 of them are on the Chiefs. I'm all by myself. You know I love being by myself. What do you think, Fat Jack?
Yeah, this is what the Chiefs and Oklahoma Sooners have one thing in common. They are both auto bets to the under until further notice. I should have made $1 billion on the under last week. I released under. They were one of our 3-1 with them against Houston. And that game went exactly like I thought it was going to go. They can't put the total in the 30s with Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and company. It just doesn't work. You're going to get too much over money. The under is the best play in this game. On the side, I think it makes sense. You guys are kind of struggling because you can grab onto one or two little things. The Chargers 1-5 against the spread their last 6 on the road. The Chiefs haven't covered any of their last 5 games overall. So if you want to find reasons to play the other team, you can find little nuggets. The under is the play here if you're going to play it. Chiefs 7-1 to the under their last 8. 4 of the last 5 of the series have gone under. Both these defenses are top 10 in the league. Because of that, the underdog has some value here. Give me the Chargers as well.
All right, he's on the Bolts. I hold my nose, and I jump on the right side with the Chargers. Thank you very much. Army and Navy. We turn to a former dog face, Peter Yates-Enoch, to lead us on this one. Army plus 6.5. It says at Navy, but where are they playing this game? Is it
Philly.
Really on campus this year?
Probably Philly, wouldn't it?
Well, it's been Philly. It was New York, I think, last year or a couple of years ago. Do we know where that game is, Kyle?
I do not yet. I'm looking it up.
I don't know if they could get enough tickets for West Point. I mean, that stadium's not that big.
No, I know. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it's. I assume it's at one of the big stadiums in the East.
Right.
Do you know, Fat Jack?
It is in Baltimore this year.
Baltimore.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay. Baltimore. There you go.
I don't. I know it's going to be sold out, and there's going to be a bunch of people in uniforms there. So I don't know that the home field's going to benefit anybody.
It's in Baltimore, so it's a neutral site game. Closer to Navy?
Yeah.
Closer to Annapolis.
Yeah, real close.
So there you go, Pete. What do you want to do?
Well, the Army still owes me one grade in rank. I'll never forget.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do.
I think they busted you that rank.
They
for
busted
a reason.
me at rank, but I did it for a reason. I did it for troop morale. And I tell you, I'm still upset about that because that took me from a sergeant down to an E4. Don't like that, but Can't go against the dogs, man. I'm a dog face at heart, and I'll take Army in this one.
He's on Army. All right. I'm usually kind of an auto bet here on the dog. I think rivalry games, the dog's never a bad one. They're not pushing it to 7. So, plus I now work with a man whose father went to West Point, who listens to this show. I'm on Army for that reason and many more. Give me the points with Army. Curtis.
Chad Collier against Ron Hackley.
Yeah.
I can't really see anything in the money or the trends. Army a little better against the spread. Sorry, Ron. Go Army.
Go Army. K-Dog jumps on Army. Kyle, do I even bother to ask you?
Do you want to have a
This
home
is
to go
setting
to?
me up so nicely to betray my father and take Army here. But this is a game you throw out the record books and you look purely at the uniforms. Army's uniforms are going to be sick. Navy's suck. Give me Army.
There you go. There you go.
That's the best breakdown of the history of this.
They have taken this. It is the best uniform watch. Like, they break out. Like, it's amazing how Army and Navy can come up with creative new uniforms, but most of the new uniforms on the rest of the college campuses are utter ass. So I do like that part of the equation. We're all on Army, Fat Jack. We all love the points, or we were born into a family that Army is the only choice. Did we get it right?
I don't know that you did. I'm going to swim upstream in a couple things here. This game almost always goes under. It's been one of the auto bet unders over the last probably 15 years. 16 of the last 19 in the series have gone under the total in this game. I don't think this goes under. I think it goes over. Navy is a little more imaginative offensively than they have been in the past. They also can't tackle. And Army doesn't tackle well either. Navy's gone over 8 of their 11 games this year, and I do think they're going to score a bunch of points. So the only way that Army covers this game, in my opinion, is if it goes over the total, which is what I like in the game. So if I'm going to go over, I'm going to play Navy. I think Army's going to get points. That they'll have the longer drives, but I think Army is going to have trouble answering Navy's offense. It's a little more imaginative than it has been the last couple of years. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the points and play the Navy.
All right, he's on the other side. I'm not going to say I wish I was over there now, but I certainly wouldn't have minded it. All right, Bills and Pats.
I start locking of the century Army Navy, we probably need to lock me up and throw away the key. I mean, that's a tough one to try to make a living on every single year. So if I'm wrong, it's okay. I think you guys might be okay.
I hear you. All right, Bills and Patriots. Bills minus 1.5. That takes us to me. I think everybody's expecting the payback from the Buffalo Bills, and so why is this line only 1.5? I can't figure it out. I think it's partially because people are now just starting to buy into the New England Patriots, and so that's where I'm going to swoop in. Seems like payback is inevitable. Trying to look at your face. Is there a money discrepancy here?
No.
I'm on Buffalo. I've been planning on taking Buffalo since they lost to New England, so I'm there. I'm on Buffalo. Curtis?
Pats have won 10 straight and are getting love at home from a team they beat on the road. I don't trust that. Give me the Bills.
He's on Buffalo as well. All right, Kyle.
Everybody talks about New England's schedule, but the schedule's not out there making the throws. Drake May is. Give me the Pats.
He's on the Pats.
There you go.
Like some Drake May. Pete.
Pats are hugely overrated. Give me the Bills.
There you go. The overrated New England Patriots sends Pete to the Bills.
Yeah, Dirk May is going to be in the dust after this one.
Kyle is in the enviable position of being all by himself. Fat Jack, does he have it right?
Kyle's last 2 breakdowns have been like I'm talking to my 13-year-old niece at Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, one is, I love the Army uniforms. It's got to be Army over Navy because they're going to be so sexy. Now it's, I don't know much, but Drake May is a smoke show. I love Drake May. Give me some of him. I mean, that's what I got from those 2 breakdowns. I think Buffalo's the right side here. I think New England is overrated. And I wonder why the line's only 1. You're right. I mean, honestly, Curtis's breakdown, I just bottle that and replay it. I think this number should be more if I get Vegas like New England. It's 1 for a reason. Buffalo does not play great defense, but everybody, including the line setters, know that. So give me the Bills on the road.
All right, he's on the Buffalo Bills. I like that. Kyle, I don't know. I think the only thing Kyle took away from that breakdown was Fat Jack saying Army is sexy.
That's right.
I think that was the takedown.
And trust me, that's not true. Yeah.
And the suggestion that he picked the Pats because he thinks Drake May is a smoke show.
You go into a shower in the Army, you'll say, no, there's nothing sexy.
Boy, didn't think we were going to go there today.
Well,
but,
There we
that's
go.
true.
Now
buddy.
we're off the rails.
What are you,
Yep.
Dave Tobe?
Yep, there you go.
Hey, Lebo,
All
where's the
right.
dump button?
Yeah. We ain't got one at Nick and Jake's, I can tell you that. So you better find
I'm
it.
sorry, but the Army ain't sexy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It
There you go. There you go. Packers 2.5 point. I got nothing. I'm trying to find some clever.
Are we really doing this?
Yeah, clever segue to turn. I can't. It's like literally trying to stop a cruise ship and turn right at a 90-degree angle.
Jump into the water.
Packers 2.5 point favorites at the Broncos. Cletus, you've got first call on this.
Same thing as the Pats. 10 straight wins, getting points at home. Both these games kind of feel like the flip side of that Chiefs-Colts game where you had a struggling team at home favored to beat a team that's hot. They want me to take the dog, but I'm not going to. Go Pack, go.
He's on the Packers. Kyle, where do you sit?
I'm with Curtis. I've liked the way that the Pack have been playing recently. Give me Green Bay.
All right. I like the way the Pack have been playing recently. The 10-game win streak for the Broncos doesn't impress him. But, boy, those Packers are playing some good ball. Pete?
I've been with the Broncos ever since Gerald Phipps took control of those boys, and I'm going to take the Broncos against the Packers. It's a tough game to pick, but it's pretty easy for me. I'll take the Donkeys. Yeah.
I was on Buffalo. I'm going to tell you what I absolutely should do is I should absolutely take Green Bay because one of these two teams is going to win. Either the Patriots or the Broncos are going to win. And if I'm wrong, they're both going to win, right? So there's no reason to split my my picks here.
But you're going to.
Come on, you're going to.
Same dynamic as the extra point matter?
I know it is the same dynamic. It's exactly the same dynamic, except for these two haven't played before.
Yeah, and another point.
And therefore, an object in motion stays in motion. Come on, Pete. Let's get on those Broncos. Give me Denver. I'm going to take the 2.5 points
There you
with the
go.
Broncos. Fat Jack, we're split 2-2.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Yeah, here's why this number is what it is. Number one, it is Vegas doesn't really believe in what Denver's done. I believe in their defense. I think the offense is getting better, but they are a little overvalued. But the bigger problem here for Denver is Green Bay. Jordan Love and company are bad at a lot of things, in my opinion. But one thing he's really good at is facing man coverage. And so when you bring extra heat and you have to go man in the back end, Jordan Love is best in the league versus man coverage. And Denver plays a ton of man. So the matchup here from Jordan Love and the offense of Green Bay versus that man coverage he's going to see a bunch of with Denver actually favors Green Bay. So stylistically, Denver's going to have to either change what they do and go more zone, play more cover two, or they're going to play into what Jordan Love is best in the league at, which is getting pressure and finding the open man versus man coverage. So stylistically, I like the Packers. That's why they're favored on the road. Let's go ahead and lay the points and play Green Bay.
Okay, last game, Lions at Rams. Rams are a 5.5 point favorite, Kyle. What say you?
Well, the Rams put it on Dallas last week, but I still don't trust them. So give me the Rams.
The Lions put it on Dallas last week. you mean?
Oh, did I say Rams? I meant Lions, yes.
Yeah, so you're on the Rams?
Yes, I'm on the Rams. On the Rams.
Okay, he's on the Rams. All right. Pete.
I'll tell you, this is a hell of a game to bet right here. This is one you would bet, Saran. This is a good game right here. Mm-hmm. Two really evenly matched teams, but I'm going to take the Rams only because they're playing at home.
Do we have a money breakdown, Curtis?
Yes.
What do we got?
Just over half the tickets are on the Rams, but almost 85% of the money.
Oh, wow. So the big bets are coming in on the Rams, but it's an even split. Boy, I don't like that. I don't like hearing that. But it's okay. Because I get Dan Campbell and almost a touchdown. The Rams are good, but people are getting out of their mind here. These two teams, if you'd put this spread out there before the season started, it would have been Lions by probably 2.5, 3 points, even at the Rams. I think the Rams are good. They're very good, but so are the Lions. I think they should play a little bit better. Give me Detroit and those points. I'm a sucker for leading at the kickoff, and I'll do it in this one as well. Curtis?
For all the reasons I just stated, I love L.A.
I know you do. I knew you'd be there. That's another reason why I took the Lions, because I get to be the only one on them. Pat Jack, I'm all by myself on the Lions. Tell me I'm right.
Yeah, the Rams are real comfortable to play, right? Even if they have a loss, I mean, they're offensively playing great. Stafford's been having a career year. They play good defense. You like the coaching matchup here. Dan Campbell's going to go for it from his own 39. He may get it, he may not. If he doesn't, they're going to be giving up points. So if those, it really will come down to that. If those work, those irresponsible fourth down attempts within their own territory work, Detroit probably covers this number. If they don't, they're going to get blown out. So it's hard to figure that. Detroit has had trouble playing up to their competition as well. L.A. really good against the number. 15 of their last 20 against the spread they've covered, and 16-3 against the spread their last 19 in December. So really, really strong cover numbers for the Rams. I think they are peaking at the right time. I also have a big ticket on them to win the Super Bowl, so I need them to start peaking at the right time. Give me the Rams minus the points in that one. Guys, if you listen to this segment, you got it all today. We've got uniforms, we got smoke shows in New England, and I'm breaking down cover 2 versus man coverage in the back end with the teams going with Green Bay and Denver. If you want to make money, though, get signed up. Last week I gave you 4-0 on Saturday. They're all posted and documented. 3-1 on Sunday, including the under in your Chiefs game. That is also documented. Go to FatJackSports.com. Get all the plays through Monday. $99 for just football, $169 with the players' props. They won again last week at basketball. It's $199. The longer packages save you a ton of money. It's about $70 a week on average to get football all the way through the Super Bowl. Go to FatJackSports.com, get those longer packages, and start making money betting the games against the spread.
Fat Jack from FatJackSports.com, the best in the business, everything documented. You can check it out on his website, FatJackSports.com. Fat Jack, great stuff, buddy. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys, have a great week. See you soon. Good luck with your fundraiser out there.
All right, thank you, bud. Fat Jack from Fat Jack Sports. Great guy as well as a great handicapper. Always great talking to him. Find his great work at FatJackSports.com. Find us at Nick and Jake's here at 135th and Metcalf. You can stop on by and say hello. We're here with our friends from the Autism Resource Center, raising awareness, also raising some money. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do it at any of the Nick and Jake's social media platforms or visit aarckc.com. It's the Autism Resource Center, the only one of its kind, helping adults with autism. Great programs like their Connection Social Club, an evening group providing social opportunities for adults there at the facility, but also outside in the community. Make sure you check it out if you know someone with autism. Learn more by going to aarckc.com. You can come by and get you some of the chocolate cheesecake here at Nick and Jake. It's available now through Christmas at all Nick and Jake's locations. It is to die for. All their desserts are absolutely wonderful. Come check them out at Nick and Jake's.
The program with Soren Petro.
Like we stand next to me and go, wow, this is a big guy.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. Underdog is your way to get in on all the football action, right? Thursday night means Thursday night football. Yes, indeed. We're here at Nick and Jake's, raising awareness for the Autism Resource Center, the only one of its kind, adults only, autism resource center. That's right. A lot of different programs are out there. They're all centered towards kids. We just heard our buddy Fat Jack talk about how different programs are out there, and it's like you get in a rhythm all through school, and you got all this help, and then all the help is gone. All of a sudden, when your child becomes an adult, that is what the Autism Resource Center was founded for, doing great work with programs like their Embark program, providing pre-vocational training for early job readiness. You can donate today. Just go to their website. It is aarckc.com. Right there, the Nick and Jake's thing will pop up. Donate through that, and you're eligible to win. They're going to take donations all the way through December 21st. They got 3 different prizes. The booze basket, $100 Nick and Jake's gift card, 2 Kansas City football tickets. It's here at Nick and Jake's. You can stop on by and say hello. We're at 135th and Metcalf. Here with our friends from the Autism Resource Center, of course, our great friends here at Nick and Jake's. Petro Siebold Collier. We're joined now by Todd Lebo, as Peter Yatinick has been with us in the last segment as well. Todd, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Ready to rock and roll. I've got questions that Pete's not going to like, so it's all good.
TikTok.
As if
He
I
says
like
he's ready to rock. Okay. All right. Big talk there, Todd.
I'm
Big
ready.
talk.
I'm ready,
Okay.
buddy. Ready.
Let's ask the question. How many people have Charger questions?
I have one.
I don't.
You,
Okay.
And Saran, I know you have one that is like 42 names.
I have
Chargers.
2 Charger questions, but I have a non-Charger. So if Curtis, tell me when I start saying what it is. If you go, I've already got that.
Okay.
Then I'll wave off and I'll go to my non-Charger.
Can I get John Hadel out of the way right now?
I will give you John Hadel, and you can have your first strike.
Strike.
If you'd like. All right, let's start with this, Curtis. Tell me if this is one of your clues. We will go with there are 14 players in Charger history that have rushed in a Charger uniform for at least 2,000 career
Lebo.
yards. Is that, wait a minute, is
It
that?
is not. It is not
Okay,
one.
so we will go with it.
I have one that there might be some names.
Okay.
that are similar, but no.
That's fine. Todd and then Pete. I
I'd
heard.
take
Todd, go
LaDainian
ahead.
Oh,
Tomlinson.
damn you.
LaDainian Tomlinson is number 1 at
Oh,
12,500. We go to Pete.
I'll try Dickie Post.
Go with who?
Dickey Post.
Dickie Post is there, 2,500.
Lebo.
Well done, Pete. I think Curtis
Yeah.
and then Todd.
Natrone Means.
Natrone means business. He sure
say
does, and he is definitely. I think he is. Yeah, there he is. I knew he was. There he is. Okay, Todd.
How about that Ryan Matthews with 1 T?
Ryan Matthews rushed for over 4,000 yards wearing a
good
Charger
job.
uniform.
Good job.
We get a Lebo
Me.
or Curtis and then
Curtis,
Lebo.
Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson, pride of the Tampa Bay Bandits, the USFL, had just 2,200 yards, but that meets our criteria. Todd,
James Brooks get enough out there?
James Brooks did not
Curtis.
get enough of the Chargers. Curtis.
Chuck Muncie.
Chuck Muncie
Oh,
sure
good
did.
job.
He's number 8
Next one,
on the
yeah.
all-time list,
Good
3,300.
job.
Good job there. Would have been my first.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler?
Austin Eckler
Nice.
sure did, 4,300. There's another
Garrett.
guy in the Natrone Means era.
Oh wow.
Lebo.
Todd.
Marion Butts.
Marion
Nice.
Butts.
Well done.
Damn right.
Enoch, Garrett didn't do it, did he?
Mike Garrett did.
There you
You
go.
got it, Pete. Good
Good
job.
job, Pete.
Hang on now. I may have credited one of Todd's to Curtis. I came down with 3 for Curtis, 4 for Todd, and 2 for Pete. Is that right?
That's what I have, yes.
Okay. Okay. Then I got it right. Okay. That takes us to Cletus then.
All right. This.
Burn your Charger one if the other one isn't, just so because I got another Charger one I don't want to wave off.
Okay. Then we'll go here. 23 Chargers have scored at least 2 touchdowns at Arrowhead Stadium.
Petro.
Enoch, yeah. Arrowhead. God.
Chuck Muncie.
Arrowhead.
Chuck Muncie.
Oh, Enoch.
Pete was in front of me, I think.
Oh, Pete. Pete, what's up?
Marion Butts.
No.
Petro.
I went
Todd.
next. Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson. Yes. Soren.
Enoch.
Kellen Winslow.
Ellen
Lebo.
Winslow. Yes.
Enoch.
Petro.
Whoever's next.
It's
Todd.
Pete.
LaDainian.
Pete.
LT, that's good. No,
Pete said LT. Yes.
Yes.
I'll
7.
take Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Yes. Soren.
I will go with who was one of those other
Keenan
running
Allen.
backs.
Lebo.
I will go with Austin Eckler.
Dang it, I was gonna
Austin
say that.
Eckler. Yes. Todrick.
I wanted that one.
Petro.
You got one. Todd.
Let me try Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson. Yes. Soren.
John Jefferson.
Oh, good
no.
job.
Okay, Petro.
Oh, man.
Lebo.
I'll go with Wes Chandler then.
Wes Chandler, yes.
Mike Williams.
Todd. Mike Williams, yes.
Oh boy. Here I go. I'm in the toilet already.
Another one of these
One-
dudes.
at least one name was on your
Lebo,
list. You haven't
Antonio
named yet.
Gates.
Antonio Gates, yes.
Yeah, good, Todd.
One you, was on your list you didn't remember to use is Natrone Means.
I wasn't sure that he was played enough.
The others, former Chief Jackie Battle, Malcolm Floyd, Gary Garrison.
Oh, I was going
Melvin-
to say Gary Garrison, but
Yep,
he
the
played
70s.
it. He played at the old
Yeah,
stadium.
but
Yep,
he
he
also
played
played
here
Arrowhead.
too. Melvin Gordon.
Oh, then I
Lionel,
get that because I had him.
Lionel James, Tony Martin, Leonard Russell, Sam Scarber, Derek Walker, Danny Woodhead, Dwayne Young, and Ricky Young.
Gary
right.
Garrison
I get you for
played
4
in
there, Petro.
'73.
I got 4, Lebo for 5, and Pete for 1.
All right, here we go. College football playoffs coming up. The first college football playoff was in 2014, so this goes back to 2014. I want you to name a college football coach who has won a college football playoff game, at least
Petro.
one.
Enoch,
Petro.
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban, correct.
Petro.
Pete's in.
No, go on.
He said go on. Petro, then Curtis.
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart, yes.
Enoch.
Petro, then Pete.
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day,
Curtis.
Enoch. Did somebody
Next.
say Saban?
yes.
Oh
Yes.
God.
I think Curtis is in.
I'm going to go with, Jim Harbaugh.
Correct.
Now, is this like in the just the field of 12 days, or does it go back to the 4?
2014. It goes to the 4.
Okay.
And it
then
could be a first-round game.
Enoch. Yeah.
Okay, Petro.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher.
No,
Curtis.
He was 1-1.
he won 2013. It was the year before.
Okay.
Curtis.
Curtis.
Dabo Swinney.
Dabo, yes.
Petro.
Phoenix in?
Has
Pete's
anybody
in.
said Jim Harbaugh?
I did.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Petro. Then Lincoln Riley.
No, lost them all.
Wow.
Kiffin.
Kiffin has not won one, no.
Petro. James Franklin.
Jimmy Franklin won, yeah. All right,
Curtis-
time is
oh,
up.
Damn.
All right,
better.
Mark Helfrich won the first ever playoff game. Urban Meyer, you guys forget him. How about Coach O? Ed Orgeron. Sonny Dykes won one. Kalen DeBoer won one for Washington. Marcus Freeman won one last year. And Sark got one. You guys did all right, though.
We did all right. We did
All right.
okay. Not too bad. All right, Pete. What do you got?
Okay, you guys have all seen the movie, I'm sure. Hoosiers. That wasn't the name of the movie in Europe. Why?
Oh, because it's a slur?
Because it's
No.
a profanity.
Nope.
They hate Indiana.
No.
Yeah.
Lebo,
It's the
it
name of
means
a tire.
loser.
No.
They can't pronounce
It
it.
was named, the movies in Europe was named Best Shot. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with my answer.
Hoosier means murder.
No idea.
Nobody in Europe knew what a Hoosier was.
Oh, there you go.
Ah.
What is
Okay.
a Hoosier?
What?
They don't
It's a
watch
Hoosier.
Indiana basketball.
It was a-
Okay,
his
so you've
name was
done
a
your
band, is
Charger?
what it was.
I did.
I don't know if I should punt my Charger one and go to this other one I threw together. Let's do that.
It's 4th and 4 though.
Yeah.
So you gonna punt?
Don't
You go
I'm going to punt.
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
punt. I'm going to punt because I think this is actually going to be more in Pete's wheelhouse. So
Oh,
don't jerk it up,
God.
Enoch.
Don't start.
He hates
All
that.
right, there are
I do.
13 players. Let me make sure that there was only, there are 13 players that have scored a point in a championship game, a winning championship game, because I'm not sure if they played in a loser, in a winning championship game for the NC State Wolfpack.
In-
They're playing one of the locals this week. So give me anyone who scored a point
Enoch, yeah.
for NC State. We'll go Curtis,
Lebo.
Todd, Pete.
Derek Wittenberg.
Oh,
Derek-
no, wait a minute. I was
Go, Pete, go. You're in, go.
Go.
Well, no,
No,
that was my man right there.
David Thompson.
Okay, David
Okay,
Thompson did
Enoch.
on the 74 team. Okay, Pete.
Stoddard.
Yes, Tim Stoddard did.
Lorenzo Charles.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Charles sure did. Scored a pretty big one. Good job.
Lebo. Did Tom Burleson play in the title
Enoch.
game?
Oh,
Yes, he did. There's another one for
Enoch.
you.
Todd, did you say David Thompson?
Yes.
Curtis.
Okay.
Yes.
Curtis.
Who are we on? Curtis,
Me.
you up? Yep.
It's,
Okay.
Sidney Lowe.
Sydney
Yeah,
Lowe,
that's
of
right.
course. Come on, that was the.
I think of
back
the
week.
other guy.
You're missing the highest drafted guy from that 83 team.
Yeah.
Lebo.
Curtis.
Missing the white guy.
No,
Curtis.
I don't know. Go to Curtis.
I think Todd was first. Thurl Bailey.
Thurl Bailey.
it,
He
yeah.
was the highest drafted one. Good job, Curtis.
The guy who's the announcer now.
Yep.
Gonna need
Curtis,
more.
Terry. Damn it.
Terry
I
Gannon.
can't think of it. Gannon.
Gannon.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you going to
Virginia
give each
coach.
of you a half?
Todd can
Yeah.
get it.
Thank you,
each of you a
Curtis.
half?
Talking to he got the last set.
We'll
Not
give it to
related to
Lebo.
Rich that I know of.
Okay. I got 3 for Curtis, 4 for Todd, 1 for Pete.
As usual.
You didn't get Alvin Battle and Terry Gannon. Oh, you did get Terry Gannon,
yeah,
actually, at the
kinda
end there.
did.
But you didn't get Cozell McQueen, who
Cozell.
played for the Kansas City Sizzlers.
Right.
The Clowns.
Who was that?
And from the old 74 team, Morris
No, what was
Rivers.
his name?
Cozell McQueen.
Cozell
Oh,
McQueen.
okay, yeah.
Morris Rivers, Monty Toe, and Phil Spence.
Monty Toe.
Toe.
Who could forget him besides
All three
anybody
of
that
us,
was
yeah.
over 6 feet tall? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what do you got, Curtis?
All right, it is. This game is that I'm referring to is the final game of the 2012 Chiefs season, and there
So
are
the
22
12?
answers.
2012.
This is
12?
yes. This
Wait,
is,
help me out. Where'd they go that year, record-wise?
1 and 2 and
14.
whatever.
This is the starting
Oh, okay.
22. Starting 22 for the Chiefs. The last game in which they were out of the playoffs when they kicked off.
Lebo.
Petro.
Yes, that's right.
Glenn Dorsey.
No,
Enoch.
What?
he wasn't, on the, he wasn't there.
Lebo.
start.
Eric Berry.
Eric Berry,
Enoch.
yes. Pete,
Travis Kelsey.
nope.
Lebo. Matt Cassell.
No, that's right.
Oh God, I know the quarterback. I don't know.
Kyle Orton.
Yes.
No,
Lebo. I know the
Todd.
quarterback. Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn.
Petro.
Soren.
Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles.
Petro.
Lebo.
Dwayne Bowe.
Not Dwayne Bowe.
He didn't-
You eat it.
He wasn't.
Lebo.
Not that day.
Rodney Hudson.
Nope.
Oh God.
Local guy, local boy was there. Guy who broke shoes was there. Couple
Lebo.
local guys.
Dexter
Oh,
McCluster.
Dexter McCluster. A couple local guys.
I can't remember his
The
name.
guy who's also
Ryan
a lead singer.
Lilja.
Ryan Lilja.
Damn
Still
you,
one
Todd.
more.
Good job.
There's also a first-round pick, Chiefs Hall of Famer.
Lebo. Tony Gonzalez. Now he was gone.
Yeah.
He was
Nope.
gone.
No.
The players you missed on offense: Jeff Allen, John Asamoah, Patrick DeMarco, Ryan Lilja, Tony Moyaki, Donald Stevenson, Eric Winston, and Devon Wiley.
Todd
Defensively,
got Lilja.
No wonder they were out of it.
yeah. Oh, it was. We got. Look, I didn't mark them off. Arenas, Brown, Flowers, Tamba Holly, Justin Houston,
Tamba.
Derek Johnson, Dontari Poe among the ones. Who
All right, what do you got?
God,
Todd?
that's a horrible
Okay,
team.
the last time the Chiefs
They
did
went
not make the
2014.
playoffs was 2014. It was a weird year. No Chiefs wide receiver caught a touchdown pass. But I want you to name one of the 16 players who got at least one receiving yard that year for the
Enoch.
Chiefs.
Petro.
Pete's in first.
Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles, good job, Pete.
Dwayne Bowe.
Petro, it's all right. Number 2 on the list there. Curtis.
Donnie Avery.
Don Avery, correct.
That may be all I have.
I'll give you a hint. One of them's
Go
going to be
ahead.
in the National Football League Hall of Fame.
Oh wow.
Might still be on the
Curtis Nile
team.
Davis. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Still be on
oh,
the
wow.
was a
Curtis.
kicker. No.
No. Travis Kelsey.
There you go.
Did he
Curtis.
get Nile Davis or not?
Did I get Nile Davis?
Yes. You got Travis Kelsey, too.
And did Kelsey?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think
One guy might have been in this building earlier today. Definitely was.
definitely was.
Definitely
Definitely was.
And on the new day.
Petro.
Enoch, the
Anthony
fullback.
Sherman.
That's right, Sherman, the sausage.
Oh, nice.
There's at least one dead guy on here.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Jovan Belcher. His defense.
Oh,
God.
Joe
we did not do
McKnight.
well.
Joe McKnight's dead. Albert Wilson, Anthony Fasano, DeAnthony Thomas, Jason Avant, Junior Hemingway, A.J. Jenkins, Frankie Hammond, Demetrius Harris, and someone I've never heard in my life, Philip Supernaw. One catch for 3 yards.
Super.
Oh, my
How'd
God.
that team not make the playoffs?
Not
Because of
not
him?
Super. Was he
His
super?
name?
Nah.
Yeah, we don't deal with the super Nas.
Pete.
What do you got, Pete?
Who was the first 1,000-yard rusher in NCAA history? They started keeping records in 1930. Who was the first player?
Doc
to-
Blanchard.
No,
Lebo.
he was in
Jake
46. though.
Berwanger.
No, that was 36. That's close.
Lebo. Red Grange.
No, that was 1922. Is that it?
Amici.
No, that was 54.
Lebo. Pop Warner.
No. This guy had a pretty cute nickname.
Yeah.
And
What was it?
Hopalong.
Whizzer.
Whizzer White.
Whizzer
there
White.
we go.
Colorado,
Okay.
1937, 1,121.
All right, the standings have Pete with 500, me with 1,000, Curtis with 1,200, and Todd at 1,700.
Oh,
What is our
Christ.
final chumps category?
Postseason ERA.
Postseason ERA. It's a fight. It's a battle. Here we go. We are at Nick and Jake's. We're here with our friends from the Autism Resource Center. You can make a donation right now. You can stop on by Nick and Jake's, make a donation, or you can just go online now through the 21st. You will be entered in the chance to win great prizes here from Nick and Jake's. Just go to their website, aarckc.org. You can click on the donate button on the side. In fact, a pop-up will jump up there. You can donate right there, and you'll be automatically entered into the raffle. You can also do it on all the Nick and Jake social medias. Wrapping it up here, final chumps. Where do we go? We're late. Give it to me.
All right, your final question. In the 2015 MLB postseason, two Royals relievers finished the World Series with an ERA of 0 in the playoffs. One was Wader. Who was the other?
In the 2015?
That's right.
Okay.
I'm writing something down.
Write it down quick because we got to go quick.
Yep.
We're behind.
In the whole postseason or just the World Series?
Just the 2015 postseason.
Okay, postseason.
Okay. Peter, you're up first.
Okay, I'll
What do you
make this
got?
quick. It's a guy I've talked about before. I don't know.
Don't know. That is wrong. What'd you wager?
0.
Smart.
0. He's got 500. We go next to me. I said Luke Hochaber.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. I bet it all. 2,000 for me. We go to Curtis.
I got it confused. I said Brandon Finnegan. He was on number 14.
Wrong team.
You go
Nope.
for
What'd you
wrong,
bet?
too.
All of it. He's at 0. Todd?
I wrote down Chris Young because I was thinking about just the World Series. And I bet
Nope.
0. So
You bet 0. Hey, you're still a loser, Todd.
I'm a loser. Total loser.
Stick it.
Congratulations, Soren. You're a gracious winner.
Good
I
job,
appreciate it.
Soren.
Thank you, Pete.
God, I'm so
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Couldn't have done it without the help of all my support
Well,
people.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Pete's
Oh,
so
wait,
mad.
You told me, first of all, I'm trying to get out. Kyle stammers. He told me we had a minute for the segment total. And so I'm like,
We
we've
did
got to
so
be done.
good.
And then he goes, 1 minute.
No, I said we were back in a minute.
Get out there and help the kids. That's what I
Yes.
say. Get out there.
Curtis, what's
Yes.
the end of the hour answer?
Get
Come on.
out
You got time.
Mark Herman.
There we go.
There you
Mark
go.
From
Herman.
Overland Park, Kansas.
Don't know what the question was,
Doesn't
but
matter.
Mark Herman was the answer.
350
from
for a
Overland
game.
Park.
Chargers at Arrowhead.
Oh,
350
yeah.
yards passing.
Big one.
350
Two
yard
guys.
passing.
And he was brought up in
Rivers,
Overland Park. He's from here.
Mark Herman is?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, came from Overland Park.
I think you're making that up.
No, I'm not making it up. I've never made anything up on this show.
Pete,
I don't have to.
Don't lie to make friends.
Nope.
Don't
Mark
lie to make
Herman, no.
friends.
Mark Herman grew up in Overland Park.
All right.
I think that's
We'll look
true.
it up. I'll take your word for it. Pete, you're
Well,
the man.
just bet me if you think I'm lying.
All right, who was the last kicker to try at least 3 field goals in a postseason game and not make any? Brought to you by Nick and Jake's.
That's right. Second half of the program begins right now. We're live at Nick and Jake's with our friends from the Autism Resource Center. It's the only center for adults with autism, providing great programs like the Connection Social Club, an evening group providing social opportunities for adults. How about the Embark program? It provides pre-vocational training for early job readiness. The Pathways to Employment bridges the gap for those entering or facing challenges in the workplace, currently enrolling for winter and spring sessions. You can visit them online at aarckc.org. That's aarckc.org. You can go there and make a donation. You can get more information. They're located right there inside the Encompass Medical Building at 8550 Marshall Drive. It is a team made up of multidisciplinary professionals, including board-certified behavior analysts, occupational therapists, speech-language pathologists. Together they create an environment that promotes confidence, independence, and skill development. If you make a donation now through the 21st, you can do it on the Nick and Jake social media sites as well. You're automatically entered into the raffle to win a booze basket, a $100 Nick and Jake's gift card, or 2 Kansas City football tickets. It is the Autism Resource Center doing great work to help out adults with autism with great programs, and it's the only one of its kind and growing all the time. So we are so grateful that we get to be a part of it. Of course, Nick and Jake's always ready to jump in and give back to the community. Thanks to Kevin and Jen Timmons. They do such a great job here at all the Nick and Jake's. You can stop on in, enjoy a little happy hour like Blair is. Bottoms up, Blair. Slow down there, buddy. You like that? Is that pretty good?
Not bad. Not bad.
I made
Dr. Pepper.
Not bad. Have a little.
A little taste.
Yeah,
a little taste. A little afternoon.
I guess Timmons knew what he was doing. He brought one glass.
Give me a drop.
What is that? What's it called? Old Fitzgerald. Bottle of Bond. They're 7-year-old. They have a great selection of whiskeys and bourbons here. That one, our buddy Kevin shared with us, was a personal favorite of our good friend Slacker.
Oh, how about that?
One of the iconic radio individuals in the history of Kansas City.
And one of the iconic bourbon aficionados.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
If he liked it, it's got to be good.
Yes, he was an absolute aficionado. He had an incredible collection. In fact, I'll show you a video from the last time Curtis and I went to his house of his collection.
It's crazy.
It was amazing. We were over there with Kevin Timmons. It was, people know that Slacker passed away, but it was early on when he got sick, and we had a big dinner and everything over there. Kevin did a lot of it, threw it all together, and we got to see his collection.
I've never seen anything like it.
Had the sophisticated bourbon.
Oh, my
palate,
God.
did he?
Yes. So if our buddy Slacker like that, it's good. So
and
can't
Slacker,
confirm?
and I will confirm.
Okay.
Two
there you go.
Slacker.
Yeah, to our buddy Slacker. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Miss you,
We
buddy.
miss him. Great man. Had a great family. And we're thinking about you, buddy. Always.
Every day.
You raise a glass. It is amazing how often I'll have some, if I'm with friends or something, I'll be like, Slacker like this one.
Yep.
That was pretty good. It is.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. All right, Blair, let's start with what we just saw on the TV. And that is they're putting names up for the Michigan. Just when you think, you can just overpay your coach and be done with it, then ESPN puts up Eli Drinkwitz as one of the names
6 names
for Michigan.
Yeah, one of the 6 names up there.
Is it? Do you think these are names are just where it's like throwing cards? They just threw 6 names up there, or do you think there's some smoke?
I do. I was looking at it today earlier, who the candidates would be for the Michigan job, and I did not see Eli Drinkwitz's name on anybody's list, including Detroit Free Press and The Athletic, which covers Michigan sports. So,
do you know why?
I do not know why.
As I understand it, the Fortune 500 companies of Michigan bonded together and said, we don't need that kind of smoke up here. We don't need him rolling up here and hitting us up for donations. Leave him down there sweating the inflated number of Fortune 500 companies in Missouri.
There's 14 of them. It's 8, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. So,
but is it? But yeah. Our buddy Pete Thamel put it out, or he was. I guess we didn't hear the volume. I don't know if that was his list or a list, and he was providing the commentary. But surprised to see his name up there.
Is it just the 6 best prospects at places that aren't as noted as Michigan?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Who's good that would be a jump up?
Yeah.
You know, the round up the usual suspects that we've been hearing for the last month for Penn State, for LSU, for Florida.
So who's the best fit? Like, to me, if you're Michigan first of all, let's back up. There's a report out there from
Nicole
Auerbach from The Athletic. She tweeted, Michigan has been alerted prior to Wednesday that Sharon Moore was dealing with mental health issues, yet Ward Manuel fired him alone with no HR rep and no security present. Sources told at NBC Sports. Maybe she's at NBC
Yeah,
Sports now.
she is at NBC
yep.
Sports.
Okay.
She's their lead college football insider.
So,
well, I don't know exactly what to make of that.
well, that sounds to me like, okay, we had the first thing. You're out. You've been arrested, and now his people are like, well, let's start mounting a defense.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Where was the HR rep in this?
Yeah.
And
if he did, I mean, I don't know what the process is, but am I the only one? Like, there literally is so much money in college athletics that it feels like to me, utter morons can just run college athletics because, like, everybody and their brother on like small businesses knows when you fire somebody, there's a process.
Indeed.
Yet these dumbasses, the governor of Louisiana, the heads of the athletic departments, the presidents of these universities, just think they can run in and start, cutting the legs out from anyone they want and do anything they want. Like, are these the only people that don't understand there's some steps you got to go through to fire someone?
The only thing I can think of is it must have been a dire situation. There just must have been an emergency. We have got to terminate him immediately. But as you said, and as we're going to find out as the days progress here, there's going to be a little pushback from his camp, from the coach's camp on this. But I think what's also going to happen is word will come out about why this happened and what the assault was to the staffer at the University of Michigan. Here's a coach who married 3 children, and he's got he's going over to the residence of a staffer for which a woman who got a huge raise in the past year from the University of Michigan, without a change in title or anything else, just a massive raise. So all kinds of there's all sorts of suspicious information out there now, and I had no idea. I did not know this until today. He's from Kansas. He was born in Derby and went to high school at Derby. Played college football at Butler County Community College in Oklahoma before starting his coaching career. So he's a Kansan.
But who would have thought after all the big news, big stories, and juicy stories that came out of this crazy, almost historic coaching carousel, that it was like, really? You haven't seen anything.
Well, we talked about it that, like, once you start hiring guys, jobs can come open that, would have been better jobs than people have already taken. And that's how sometimes you look at it like right now, I think we're going to look back and whoever Michigan hires is going to be compared to Lane Kiffin and all these other guys that were hired. And people are going to be like, well, why'd they hire him? Like, if he stinks, they'll be like, why'd they hire him? And people won't realize, well, he was hired 2 weeks after everybody else because this job didn't come open, right? Like Kansas coach
Lance
Leipold, is compared to everyone who's hired in that cycle, except for he was hired 3-4 months later.
Yeah, that's right. He was hired
but history
April
won't remember
May.
that because here's his record in that first year. You don't realize that he was behind the 8 ball by 4 months on everybody else. It'll just be like, look at all these hires, and we won't remember what the order was. And then so I think it is going to be intriguing. And I think Michigan is a job that's big enough that I kept waiting for. I thought the loser of Florida LSU would go after. I thought Lincoln Riley's name was going to start coming up, right? Just because I don't know how he seemed to be under a little heat.
Yeah, didn't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, but even early in the year they were really kind of on him.
They were. Yep.
Okay, restart the shot clock, as Gary Parrish puts it. Let's take my next big job where now I'm new and I'm fresh and I got a few years where it's not my fault. So I really thought, and Penn State was in that mix too. I'm like, whoever doesn't get Lane Kiffin, somebody's going to pivot to a name like that the way Brian Kelly ended up being taken away from Notre Dame. Nobody thought, Brian, you're at Notre Dame. That's an end-of-the-career job. You don't leave Notre Dame for anywhere, right? You don't leave, you leave LSU, you're going to the Dolphins, a la Nick Saban, right? Like, we did, and so I kept waiting for that. Could that happen here with Michigan? Are we forgetting somebody who's a Michigan player who's a quality coach at a Power 4? Are we forgetting somebody who's been an assistant coach there?
Some of the names that I've seen, one is Chargers DC, Minter, who was with Harbaugh at Michigan, but has sort of the taint of Harbaugh, was part of the scandalous years at Michigan. So that was one. Jed Fish at Washington, whose name was associated with Penn State and some of the SEC jobs. His name came up. It's funny. If this had happened a week earlier, or whenever Matt Campbell was hired at Penn State, you wondered if this would have been preferred by him over Penn State.
Where's he from originally? Is he a Michigan guy? Oh, he's from Ohio.
And Division III, Mount Union. But I just thought that he was, the next big Big Ten job that was going to open up, whether it was Penn State, Michigan, or Ohio State, he would be a good candidate for it. And it turns out that's, Penn State fought the same thing. So, is Michigan where Michigan is right now, coming off of a 9-3 season, now coaching crisis? They're going to have to do all they can to keep their recruits, including the nation's top quarterback, supposedly going to Michigan. They're going to have to hire a coach. That's got to be priority one. Keep your top recruits there. And I don't know what coach is going to be able to do that.
Yeah, and then that puts that quarterback back into play.
It might, absolutely.
So let me ask you this. Historically, what's a better job, Michigan or Penn State?
That's a good question. I'd say they're pretty equal.
I agree.
Pretty equal. Michigan might have a little bit of an edge.
Okay, and I would listen to either one. Penn State,
more than one coach who's.
Penn State's got more. They do have more coaches that have won a championship. Two, right?
Yeah. They won in 48. They won
actually three
in 97, and then 23.
But Penn State's won more titles, all with Joe Paterno.
Penn State won 2 titles with Paterno. Michigan's won 3.
Okay.
Three different coaches.
I think they're pretty comparable. But let me ask you this: If both jobs were sitting there side by side, and you're a coach, I think we would agree resource-wise they're pretty comparable, pretty close to the personality. You might take Penn State because the Pennsylvania football, and proximity to New York and
Ohio, right next door. They both border Ohio.
Yeah, maybe either way, but they're pretty close. Now let me ask you this: you're offered both jobs. Which one do you get longer to make it work? If they're both available now,
Penn State.
I think Michigan.
I think to me,
because you're walking into a disaster right now.
Well, you are, but you're also Penn State doesn't have that one game for which you're always judged. Michigan has that opponent
that's fair.
In Ohio State. You lose 3 in a row in that series, and kind of doesn't matter what else you do. You're on the hot seat. Penn State doesn't quite have that.
And they make you. They literally have a seat and they put it on fire.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Sit in it. Yep. I've seen it on that Dr. Pepper commercial.
First they hold your feet to it, then they
first your feet, and then you got to actually sit on it.
Yeah.
Literally sit on fire.
Sit on it.
Is how it works. But I think if you take the Michigan job, whoever takes that, at Penn State, like you've got about 5 minutes. Like they don't want to hear you go 9-3. They don't want 10-2 and lose to Ohio State. You are going in there because they fired a guy who did everything except beat the top 1 or 2 teams in that league.
Top 5. He couldn't beat a top 5 opponent.
Right. That was it. So you don't get to go in there and be like, well, we're building something. Which now maybe there should be some tolerance because they lost their entire recruiting class.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have we heard? Is there any? Have you noticed
heard
if
that,
Campbell's been rebuilding at all?
No, I trust him to do a good job. I have not noticed what's happening in Penn State recruiting right now.
I think the hard part for him is though that he has been recruiting for just I'll dumb it down. Iowa State fans don't take this the wrong way, but he's been recruiting 2s and 3s, and Penn State was losing 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that there's no he had been calling him at Iowa State. He's probably calling different people. So trying to resurrect that staff. I'm sure he's going to poach part of the Iowa State class.
I do know. Don't you remember Penn State had that disaster signing day? They only
Oh,
had
yeah.
but two. They had
Like
two guys.
The 11 of their original class, they had 26 commitments when Franklin was fired. 11 of them ended up at Virginia Tech, and only 2 of them
signed with Penn State.
Got to Penn State. I think they picked up a few others that they hadn't had when Franklin was there. But, yes, they were devastated. But my assumption is they've got time to flip some kids. So maybe some Penn State kids are like, I'm out, go like, oh, I like what Matt is saying. I like Penn State. So he'll probably get a few of them back in the mix. But, I mean, but they expect you to get going. And in Michigan, I think this scandalous little thing might buy you more time.
It might. So in the short term, I'd say you might be better off starting new at Michigan than starting new at Penn State. But ultimately, I believe it's the same set of pressures at both schools. An expectation that you're going to be in the playoff every single year. This isn't a 2 out of 3. We expect you to be in the playoffs every year as as 2 of the top 3 or 4 programs in one of the top 2 conferences. You're expected to be there every year. Just like we got 5 from the SEC in this year, 4 from the Big Ten. Am I right about that? 4? Oregon, Ohio State,
Indiana.
Indiana.
Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, Indiana.
Michigan's not in. Who else am I missing?
Is in this year?
In this year, maybe it's
Ohio
just 3
State, Indiana, Oregon. Is that it?
That may be it. And 5 from the SEC, but obviously Penn State was supposed to be there. They were preseason, top 5. So the expectation for both is the same.
Yeah, just those 3.
It is. It's going to be a pressure cooker no matter what.
Yeah, and those are 2 of the top, 5, 6, 7 programs in the country that are like that. The others they're all in 2 conferences. They're all in the SEC and the Big Ten. There isn't a program in the Big 12 or the ACC anymore. Miami, Florida State, Clemson, there isn't a program in the ACC or the Big 12 that has the same level of expectations as the top programs in the Big 10 and the SEC.
If I'm making the hire, I announce we have a list of 3, and we have to get one of them.
Yeah.
And my list of 3 is Kalen DeBoer, Dan Lanning, and Lincoln Riley. Because I think either one of the guys on the West Coast, I am intrigued by are the Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA jobs always going to be there to be poached because of the travel?
I know Lanning made a big statement this cycle where he which one was he most closely associated with? Was it LSU or Florida, or basically he would have been the top choice in a few schools and just said no. He was
I think he might be number 1 if you think somebody will leave, it'd be number 1. But I think you got to go get. You got to hit a home run on this. Number 1, you're coming off the sign stealing scandal. You stayed the course with one of Harbaugh's guys.
Yeah.
And now this guy's got a scandal. Whatever it ends up being, it's going to be, it's a couple of rough endings in a row.
Yes.
So you need a hit. So it's time to go hit the money guys up and say, we need to put a bunch of money in front of a proven guy and get this right. And if Kalen DeBoer is tired of the jackasses that call Paul Feinbaum, what a wonderful time to go and be like, I'm not good enough here? Okay, I'll go to Michigan.
Yeah, go to a program that has the exact same reputation or expectation as Alabama does.
I don't think the expectations is high at Michigan.
I think, listen,
Alabama thinks they should be playing for the national championship every year.
Yeah, I think Michigan is in the same boat. They're just not as good at it as Alabama has been.
Right.
But I think Michigan thinks of itself as one of those programs, one of those 4, 5, 6, 7 programs that should be in the conversation every year.
And do you remember when Roy finally did get off his ass and go? What did it take? About 10 minutes for KU to bring in Bill Self?
Yeah.
Now, I know we were down at the Final Four, and I remember when Bill Self walked in calling people like, well, he's right here. Like, we were already at the Final Four. It was pretty known that Bill Self was the guy.
Yeah.
So that was a little unique in the sense that Roy was on his way out, and you could start looking, start calling the agent. But, I mean, I think it's got to be quick for Michigan. You cannot have your recruiting class running all over the place. They have to move and move quick. Like, if they have to go shock and awe and make somebody a $13 million coach instead of a $10 million coach, that is $3 million well spent. If the guy's any good, you're going to give him a raise the next year anyway.
Yeah.
Every one of these guys are either fired or get a $1 million raise every year. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that the wheels are already in motion for the replacement. I mean, this just happened yesterday, right?
I know.
We just heard about it yesterday afternoon. So, but you're right. It does need to happen quickly. I wouldn't be surprised, especially to keep that quarterback. Underwood, I think is his name. I'm not 100% sure, but he was there was a huge get for Michigan on this guy.
We've got – go ahead.
I was going to say, so maybe – by the weekend, is that unreasonable to think that Michigan might have their guy?
I think literally every minute counts for Michigan right now. And now, look, you want to get it right. You don't want to throw a boatload of money at Rich Rodriguez. but that's why, to get it right, that's why I think you go with somebody who is unquestionably can't fail. Somebody who's been there and done that at the highest level. I don't think you can get it right by going like, the Boise coach has been really good, that Boise, or – whoever, like,
right, but that would put him, if we're thinking the possibility of an NFL coordinator or Brian Daboll or somebody from the NFL, that would Daboll.
I would not hire Brian Daboll.
Well, but if it's coordinator,
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, and I like Brian Daboll a lot, but I've sat and chatted with him on and off the record, and I really like the guy, but I've also seen him on tape in New York. And there
didn't handle it well.
Just not the charisma you're looking for to run Michigan.
Well,
it'd be like Bill Callahan at Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a good.
That
would be a good comparison. If that's because I remember Callahan at Nebraska and how that didn't. Just an odd fit.
There's a level of swag that some jobs have to have, and I don't know. Matt Campbell, I think, has it.
I think he does too. I agree. I actually
the hat bent all the way to a circle, and I guarantee you, he walks out on the field at Penn State, and you'll think he's had that Penn State hat for 24 years.
You're gonna think, it's going to sound crazy to Penn State fans, but I think he's very similar to James Franklin in that regard.
Yes, you fixed your mistake of firing James Franklin by hiring the white James Franklin. Yeah.
So he's. I think that was a great hire for Penn State, and
I think we might find that draping Penn State around Matt Campbell, that we might find out just how tough a job Iowa State is. Like, I think K-State fans are going to find out that the K-State job is not we're K-State. Well, no, you've had good coaches.
Yes.
And I think Iowa State is kind of, Matt Campbell hadn't won a championship. And neither is Iowa State ever.
Ever.
So where do you think that he's the roadblock?
Right.
Yeah, I think it could be pretty interesting. All right, let's take a break. We'll talk about Eli Drinkwitz's contract. Utah apparently does not want to be a tax-exempt university. They've decided we'd love to pay taxes. I'll talk about that with Blair Kirchhoff next. We're live here at Nick and Jake's. Our friends from the Autism Resource Center are here. We spoke a little bit earlier with Nicole Schroeder. She's the executive director of the Autism Resource Center, the only institution of its kind. Adults, they help adults with autism. There's so many great programs, and they're wonderful for kids, but then all of a sudden you get to be 21 and there's nothing there. There is. If you or your family has autism or has been touched by someone with autism, there is a place for help, and we can all help them out. AARCKC.org to make a donation today. It's the holidays. Great cause. There's lots of them out there. Make sure you give to whatever cause is near and dear to your heart this holiday season. We're giving you a great one. It's the Autism Resource Center right here in Kansas City. AARCKC.org.
to attempt at least 3 field goals in a postseason game without making one. And it's not who you think.
Well, I said Lynn Elliott. And you don't think that's it?
There's, I know that's not it because there has been one since him.
Oh, wow. So that would eliminate my Roy Girella.
Correct. Well, he could have. He could have easily.
I have Rolf Benershka.
Nope. He was a Charger, though.
Okay.
2009.
Raphael Septien.
Divisional playoff. Nate Kading.
Nate Kading.
From Iowa.
Yep.
Wow, tough day.
2 of the last 5 have been.
That was a Marty team, wasn't it?
Yes.
God.
Poor
Marty.
Yes. There's Marty's
my-
playoff.
Yeah. Well, damn it. Fire kicker could hit a field goal. He did not focus. He did not finish. He did not want a piece of that championship.
Never.
There was no gleam.
I was just going to say, never saw the gleam.
There was no gleam.
Yeah.
He was not able to persevere. 3 of the 5, interestingly enough, were Denver Broncos. 2 of the last 5 were Denver Broncos. David Treadwell and Jim Turner both missed 3 field goals in games in the AFC Championship game. Treadwell did it in a 10-7 loss at Buffalo. That's got to hurt.
Oof.
What are you trying to say? He's crappy?
Yeah. Is he blanky?
How about that press conference today, Blair?
I thought.
What are you trying to say? We're crappy, but he didn't use the crappy term.
Gritty kind of rhymes with gritty.
Yeah. Dave Tobe today.
I thought there was pretty good kind of get real from the assistant coaches, from the coordinators today. Andy Reid's got to be as upbeat and positive and all that. And I thought Patrick Mahomes had some pretty honest moments also on Wednesday. But each of the assistants, I thought, had something to say. Each of the coordinators had something real kind of serious about where the team stands right now.
Should we have already heard this from them by now?
I don't know.
Well, yes, based upon being 6 and 7.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Coming out of Dallas, maybe. But
we kind of felt that way, and it was.
But
we're good.
I think it identified just how hurt the team was after that loss on Sunday.
I think you can't be someone you're not, right? Eli Drinkwitz can't one day show up and not spin coaching-isms.
And not
I mean, that's who he is.
Have 17 phrases.
Yeah, there's you got to be who you are. And so if Andy Reid came in and kicked the trash can and flipped over the food table, and it's not going to think about what the hell is this, right? First
and
of all,
also, what do you do next week?
He might need someone to help him. But you got to be who you are. But I do think that they've got the realizations that are coming. Then rubber has to meet the road in this offseason.
Yeah,
I think it's clear that there needs to be. I'm not saying burn it all down, but there are some serious changes that need to happen.
Unlike any postseason we've seen in quite a while with the Chiefs.
I will have a real. I've gotten comfortable picking against them point spread wise, and I'll be real uncomfortable in St. Joe if every member of that coaching staff is back, and I'll be real comfortable in St. Joe if there isn't a lot more turnover. Or I'll put it this way: when we come back from St. Joe, if there isn't a lot more turnover to that roster than what we had this past year.
I agree.
It'll be the beginning of the end, in my opinion. I'll say, this is looking Tom Landry-ish.
Yes.
We're going down that road if we don't see some change.
And the thing is that on the first half of that, I think it's probably a coin flip on the coaching staff. I mean, it's Nagy and Spag. I mean, maybe some guys down the list, but I don't think it needs to be Nagy
or Spags, but I think there needs to be some position coach changes.
And
I think Brett Veach needs to take a look at are there some lieutenants that can be had from other places,
and some alterations of the scheme clearly on offense, even if it's the same coaching staff. If you change coaches, it's going to be a new scheme. But if you keep the same coaches,
if there was a better running back and they caught the ball, and Juwan Taylor could line up, would we be talking about changing the scheme?
No, not to the extent that we are. But I do think, in Curtis's defense, I think there needs to be some fresh ideas.
Yeah.
If you're going to have the metaphor I came up with, it's obviously brilliant because it was mine. If you're going to keep the band together, you need to write some new songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
The greatest hits are getting old.
Yeah.
But I think Matt Nagy's going to be a strong candidate for Tennessee.
Right.
Although I could see ownership going Yeah, I talked to some of my friends at a party, and they're like, Matt Nagy, he sucked in Chicago. You're going to have to find somebody else.
I think
and even though Bergonzi's making the call, that ownership runs the world down there for the Titans, and they may block that. But if Matt Nagy goes, like, you know,
I think
Mike McDaniel in Miami's fired.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring in somebody from the Shanahan-McVay side of things to bring in some of their ideas, and let's take the best of Andy Reid and the best of Kyle Shanahan and find out where that is.
Maybe. I don't know. To a lesser degree, I think both those guys.
Where was Stefanski? I forgot what's his tree. Where'd he come from?
Remember.
While you're looking that up, I would just say that I think Nagy's Chicago tenure is aging well. You know,
I agree. 100%. It didn't need to age.
No.
Yeah.
I said the Bears, the problem is Mitch Trubisky. I'm like,
yeah.
And as we sit here, like, he went to the playoffs twice with Mitch Trubisky.
He was over 500 in 4 seasons in Chicago.
Oh, I think Matt Nagy's Bears tenure is amazingly underrated.
Yeah.
By the way,
amazingly.
Stefanski's entire NFL career before Cleveland was Minnesota, from 06 to 19. Assistant to the head coach, assistant QB coach, tight ends, running backs, quarterback, interim OC, and then Cleveland. So he's only been with the Vikings.
Quarterback coach at, somebody who's been around O'Connell, or I'd like to see, and maybe that is at the quarterback coach spot, but they've got to get some fresh ideas.
Yeah.
They don't usually like to take direction from young guys. They usually like to bring in consultants. Remember, I've heard hey, remember when Chris Holt came in with the pistol and
right.
Like those guys, they have like a consultant type role. Like I could see something like that, but yeah, they need some fresh ideas.
To what extent will Patrick Mahomes have in shaping the staff?
I said, I joked around with somebody about, there's only one person that can fire Andy Reid right now, and they said, yeah, Tammy Reid. And I said, no.
Pretty good.
And I think that is good. I think, he'd have to listen to his wife, but I don't think Tammy's going to want to fire him. I think their life's pretty good. They got the grandkids and everything. No, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's John Elway up against Dan Reeves.
Right.
But I think Andy Reid's not Dan Reeves in how he does things. So, but if Patrick Mahomes is like, why aren't we doing that? And why aren't we doing that? Then somebody's going to have to listen.
And this is the year to pay attention to what others are doing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I mentioned I want to ask you about the Utah situation. They are entertaining the idea of an investment from a private equity. We talked about the Big Ten was doing it, and I've heard I've said all along, and I don't know why I didn't get to this. I kept saying when the Big Ten was talking about it, like, you're taking state money, right? You don't get to take state money and then just put that in your pocket and then make money off taxpayers' money, right? Well, Utah is now talking about forget about a conference, we'll just do it ourselves. And immediately people have said well, there goes your tax exempt status, because now you're just a business.
I read a little bit about this today, and I don't fully understand how it's going to work.
Well, what they're trying to say is, just like they hide all these universities hide their athletics under a non-profit, which keeps the athletics tax exempt.
Right.
They're going to say that it's still over here. That's a company that we own, but over here's the university. Well, I don't know how you could possibly do that when the stadium is built on land that was given to it by the state. The taxpayers pay for the upkeep around all of it. I'm sure pay for the upkeep on the stadium. I don't know how you could divorce the university and even keep the name on it. I don't think you can be Utah University and be a for-profit and be like, no, that's just the athletics over there. Over here, we're tax exempt. I can't imagine that's going to fly. But
it becomes the Utah Utes Athletic Club Limited.
Mm-hmm. Utah Brands and Entertainment.
Yeah, that's the name of the LLC, right?
Yeah, that's what they'll call it. But they're still putting the state, you can't, just like you can't be McDowell's to go back to Coming to America and then have, what was it? They have the Big Mac.
Yeah.
We have the Big Mick or whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that. You also can't be all things Utah, but we're not Utah.
Yeah,
we just say Utah all the times.
When I read
take the H off of it. No, it's Utah. What are you talking about?
But we pronounce it Udall.
Yeah, no, it's Utah.
One of the things that bothered me about reading this was, if that's the case, would it allow the university to hide behind the protection of a private company and therefore not be subject to Freedom of Information Act to get a coach's salary, for instance? The type of information that anybody in the public has access to, and the media, of course.
Yeah, because private universities don't have to provide
do that. Right, and if your athletic department is now part of private equity or is getting income from private equity, does that change? But the other thing that's a growing reality in college sports is the financial landscape has changed so much that they're looking for answers to fund the tens of millions of dollars they're being asked to fund that they didn't have to 3 years ago, but now have to. And so Utah thinks it has the answer in going private equity to come up with, what is it, a $500 million bottom line for their athletics, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many years that's supposed to be.
Which means this private equity firm is going to have access to any of the Big 12 money, media money that comes into the university, ticket sales, merchandise sales. Any kind of money that Utah athletics makes private equity gets part of that. It's a dangerous place to be. I'm hoping that colleges, conferences, and individual universities figure out another way to come up with the extra $25 to $35 million they're going to need every year to fund athletics, to pay the athletes. I think we're all in agreement that paying athletes should have happened a long time ago, but we're in this really uncomfortable spot, so uncomfortable that it cost Kansas State its football coach, where you're suddenly losing recruits to other schools because the $100,000 you're offering is not as much as the $250,000 that school down the road is offering, and so there needs to be. I'm kind of in agreement with Gene Taylor on this. There just needs to be some uniformity when it comes to the payment of players. Schools like Alabama and Ohio State and Michigan and the traditional powers will continue to have the advantages that they've already have and have historically had, even if everybody was getting the same amount of money, because they still have the opportunity to put 100,000 fans in their stadiums and to generate income that way. But
and alumni bases that are 10 times larger.
Yes, there are touchdown clubs, that cost $50,000 for the opportunity to buy your 2 tickets on the 50-yard line, that sort of thing. K-States don't have that. KUs don't have that. But Utah's just trying to figure out a way to pay its athletes, and to Utah is one of those programs to me that's almost on the doorstep of being in the upper 10%, right? They had a good year this year. They were probably the 4th or 5th team outside the playoff, along with Vandy and BYU and of course Notre Dame. But maybe they think this is what Texas Tech has taken that step with the billions that millions that are extra going into that program, and Utah's doing it the way that it thinks is correct and legal. We'll see what happens. But it's really I'm glad you brought it up, because it's an underrated story that people need to be following. How Utah is planning on, associating itself with a private equity firm to fund its athletics.
And a lot of people, I think, saw Utah went next.
Yeah,
that said Michigan or some
Michigan
Ohio
coach.
State or something, but Utah football, whatever.
Yeah, no, I
not whatever.
It's an important story.
Yeah, I definitely think it is, and I think it's going to be just like the Big Ten dancing around with it.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of implications.
And the Big 12 was before that, and decided against it, and the Big Ten decided not to associate itself with the private equity firm, because Michigan and USC didn't want to do it. Said they didn't have to do it. Didn't want to sell their brand to a private equity firm, and but Maryland wants to, and Minnesota wants to,
and Rutgers wants to.
Rutgers absolutely
but
wants
even
to.
even that is just a quick fix. It's just
it's a dance
hit
with
the
the
vein,
devil.
hit the vein, and get some heroin in there. But the high is going to run off, because then when everybody else does it, you're right back where you were. Like, at some point, you just got to admit in life, Like, I can bitch and moan all I want. I'm not going to be tall. Like, Rutgers is not going to be Ohio State. Like, it's not happening.
I think they were all seduced by the $50 million up front, just for signing the contract, $50 million.
It speaks to, like, everybody, they get such parachute clauses to leave that, like, well, that'll keep me going for 5 years. I'll make my $10 million over those 5 years and then walk away, and it's the next guy's problem.
Yep.
You know, there's no vision for what is actually truly right and what will actually work. It's just what can I line my own pockets with
right now,
right this moment.
Yeah.
And that's the universities. Universities that now that are like bowl games. Nah.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I can't
believe how long we've talked about the importance of bowl games, and just to have them just dismissed.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Notre Dame as much as I'm talking about K-State and Iowa State.
Yeah. I mean, in Kansas, I know didn't think they were going to get the call and it probably shut everything down and all that. Sam made a good point about that yesterday, but it's embarrassing how the universities are acting. And they're supposed to be the ones teaching our kids.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Blair Kirchhoff is with us, brought to you by our friends at Art and Frame Warehouse. You can find them online at framekc.com. That's framekc.com. All your framing, mention 810. You can save even more. They're experts on sports memorabilia. Take it down there. Michael and his staff are awesome. 92nd and Metcalf, online at framekc.com. rckc.org. Also, the Nick and Jake social media platforms. You can make a donation. Blair, real quick, tell me. I forgot what was the other thing I said. We're going to hit on. 8 wins gets you an automatic guaranteed year at over $11 million.
Yes, it does.
8 wins.
And your name on the possible replacement at Michigan now, right?
Yeah. Eli's contract, every time he wins 8 games, they automatically put a year on
Ka-ching.
at a $200,000 raise.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, it's like, listen, I'm tired of talking to your lawyer.
I think
Let's just write it in.
It's just it's just sort of the right time for him, the right place, right time. That's kind of all it is. Does he get the same raise if they lost to Arkansas? I mean, I don't know. If they go 7-5, does he get the same?
No,
maybe
I don't
not.
think so.
I don't know.
Big win.
All right, born on this date, Vikings Super Bowl kicker and Pro Bowler Fred Cox. What is he known for off the field? Brought to you by Nick and Jake's.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now. Come on. Make an effort. God's sake, Easton. Finishing strong here on a Thursday as we're live at Nick and Jake's, as it is your spot to come down and hang out, watch games. They always do a great made-from-scratch menu. Cocktails, always got a great lineup of cocktails as well. And today, working with us and our friends at the Autism Resource Center, the only one of its kind, adults-only resource center for folks with autism. They support individuals, help families. A lot of great programs like their Connection Social Club. It's an evening group, provides social opportunities for adults with autism. Their Embark program provides pre-vocational training for early job readiness. Their Pathways to Employment program that bridges the gap for those entering or facing challenges in the workplace. It is a great organization. ARCKC is located on the first floor of the Encompass Medical Building at 8550 Marshall Drive. And you can make a donation right now at aarckc.org. You can also make a donation here at Nick and Jake's. If you go to their Nick and Jake's different social media platforms, or even to the website, the aarckc.org website, you'll see that when you make a donation, you're automatically entered to win some of the great raffle items that Nick and Jake's has. The booze basket, the $100 Nick and Jake's gift card, 2 Kansas City football tickets. Go ahead, make a donation. You're automatically signed up. You can make a donation until December 21st. Thanks to our friends here at Nick and Jake's. Easton, would you like to say thanks for the giant piece of chocolate cheesecake you ate? It's pretty good. Curtis polished off, what, 20 ounces of steak on his own?
Just about.
Is it the old 96er? Is that what that thing was called?
Not quite. It was 16, though. Strong New York, Wagyu New York strip. Perfect.
It smelled wonderful.
Yes.
I can tell you that.
Tasted even better.
It was very impressive. And the way you put it away was impressive as well.
Yep.
Make a donation, volunteer your time, spread the word with our friends at the Autism Resource Center. Like I said, it's the only one of its kind. And why it's very important is there are a lot of different programs that are there to help kids as they come through. And you'll find this a lot with anyone who is special needs. Then you get to be an adult, and it's like, we're all done. That's it. Mm-hmm. And this is the program that is stepping in to help adults. You got a great support system. Fat Jack, it was great. He talked about having some nephews who have autism, that you kind of get used to this run of having this help, and you get into a good rhythm, and the kids are doing great. Then they get to be adults, and there's nothing there to help them. Well, Autism Resource Center of Kansas City is there to help, and you can help out this great cause. aarckc.org to make a donation, and you can even win some great stuff from Nick and Jake's here. So thanks to our friends at Nick and Jake's as we're broadcasting live here at the 135th and Metcalf location. Let's get to a little bit of the sound today from your Kansas City Chiefs. Let's start. And I forgot, what did I say? We're going to start with.
We're going 3-7-10.
3-7-10. Let's start with Dave Tobe. Jesse Newell asked Tobe, said last year 12-1. Special teams a big part of it. This year just 6-7, and the special teams not so good. What's been the difference between last year and this year?
A year ago this time, you guys are 12-1. Special teams had a big impact on that, and this year you guys are 6-7. It's probably on the other.
Does that mean we're Is that what is going on? No, that's not. No. Well, I mean, you guys know I'm going to say what I think, unfortunately, but we're not as good. We're not making as many plays as we did last year at critical times, on teams, on special teams. That's kind of frustrating, but I'm happy with our young players, the way they're developed, and, guys like Knowles and Cooper, and I mean, those guys and Boss are doing great, and, they're improving every day, and that's all I keep talking about is get better every day, and the plays will come. We just got to keep the effort up, and that's, don't get discouraged, just keep playing hard, and good things are going to happen. I mean, they have to believe. They have to keep believing. That's all I can say.
I mean, does it kind of feel like just a little bit snake bit? Like last year, double doink, field goes through. This year, Harrison hits the upright, shoots right back. There's no real rhyme or reason.
Football gods, that's where the luck comes in, obviously. But you got to, you got to practice and make your luck too. At the same time. I mean, you can't depend on a ball doinking off the upright. I mean, you got to be more accurate than that.
It's been a tough year all around.
Yep.
But, he's like, hey, what are you saying? I think Dave Tote would be like, yeah, that's what we've been. It's not been up to our standards.
No.
I think he would definitely agree with that. All right, let's hear from Steve Spagnuolo. I asked him about how impactful it is when you lose a guy like McDuffie. How much of that play card is now taken away from what he can call?
It's a great point. Listen, so I was fully aware of it when it happened, and I'm asking constantly, is Trent coming back? Is he coming back? I think he tried. Yeah, there are things that we do based on where 22 is and where we put him, so some of that went away. But for the most part, we stuck to the plan only because I felt we couldn't venture too far from what we decided to do against that particular opponent. And, we'll see where we're at with Trent this week, but that I will say this: the guys that went out, that Jalen did a nice job, and Noel, for not getting reps during the week, right? Went in there and did admirable, and hopefully, if those guys got to play again this week, hopefully they can step it up and be effective.
All right, let's talk about how they'll do this week against the Los Angeles Chargers. Truly backs against the wall. We welcome our NFL insider, Mike Sando, going to join us next here in the program. We're live at Nick and Jake's, supporting our friends at the Autism Resource Center.
The program with Soren Petro.
Oh, I hear the fat kid running. I bet it's hilarious.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, let me ask you a question. You got all your holiday shopping done? If you don't get to Joslin's Jewelry, you really want to be a hero this holiday season. Joslin's Jewelry is the best jewelry store in Kansas City. Ingram's Magazine said it. For almost 50 years, Joslin's has been your go-to for exquisite jewelry and exceptional service. You'll notice when you walk in the door, you're treated like family. You'll notice the caliber of service, the knowledge. They are true jewelry experts. Did you know that some of Gary's staff has been with them for 30 years? Go to one of those big box stores. Find somebody that maybe sold you a car 2 weeks ago or maybe a mortgage a few weeks before that. Nope, these are jewelry experts at Joslin's Jewelry. So no matter what gift you're looking to give, tennis bracelets, pearl necklaces, stackable necklaces, how about diamond stud earrings, maybe engagement rings? They've got almost 1,000 to choose from. That's a big one this time of year. You don't want to go to some place that they don't know anything about the rings. They don't know anything about the jewelry. Go to Joslin's Jewelry. How about birthstone pieces? They've got hundreds to choose from for each month. The perfect gift this holiday season is just waiting for you. Joslin's Jewelry, the corner of 95th and Antioch in Overland Park. Joslin's Jewelry, the gold standard in fine jewelry.
Bet the game day action right from your phone. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now. Use Radio MO. Place your first bet of $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Open to new users in Missouri who are 21 and older. First wager after registration must qualify.